Welcome to the Verizon post-match interview. I'm standing by with Blows. Congratulations. Of course, you guys clinched now your playoff spot. We're going to talk a little bit about that in just a bit. But first, you guys took us to Fracture, okay? The pre-show, the desks, they were begging for a team to bring Fracture into the mix. We had to wait 2 long weeks. Why do you think other teams are not picking the map, and why did you pick it for today?
Primeiramente, parabéns por vocês conseguiram a vaga hoje, né? Seguraram a vaga para o playoff. Mas vamos falar disso daqui a pouco. Vamos falar sobre Fracture. O pessoal lá no estúdio estava falando que ninguém pegava essa. Vocês finalmente pegaram. Como é que foi a escolha?
Eu acho que é um mapa que o meta ainda está muito em aberto, então os times acho que não sabem muito ainda como jogar, que não tem um meta tão certo, e a gente conseguiu achar uma comp que a gente se sente muito confortável entre as funções. E é isso, a gente quis trazer hoje que a gente tem esse mapa muito confiante e muito confortável de jogar.
Yeah, we have this map we were very comfortable and confident with this map. I know that the meta is not even quite, everybody's a little learning about their metas yet, so they're not picking that, but, we're feeling comfortable and feeling good, so we picked that map today.
Yeah, and it looked dominant. Now let's talk about the playoffs. You guys clinched your spot in the playoffs, and you guys were just on fire at this stage. Let's talk about the journey for you and the team from kickoff to now and the adaptations that you guys have made along the way.
Como é que foi essa adaptação toda que vocês fizeram? O time está tão bem, você vieram do primeiro stage para agora, né, para o stage 1, do kickoff para o stage 1. Como foi essa mudança?
Acho que a principal mudança que a gente teve do kickoff para o stage 1 foi que a gente agora está jogando com o time completo desde o começo, porque a gente estava com um sub e era mais difícil de treinar, tinha que dividir bastante. Então agora a gente está muito confiante por isso que a gente está com um time completo e está sendo um treino muito bom.
Oh yeah, we finally have our complete team, right? We're working with a sub. I don't know, it's just things we are feeling confident with the whole team complete and the work is working.
The math is mathing, the team is teaming, it's looking good. Let's talk about what's ahead. Yes, you're clinched for the playoffs. You still have some more weeks of regular season play, though, in your group. Next up, MIBR. We expect a banger of a match there. How do you think you stack up in your current form?
Vocês ainda tem umas batalhas pela frente, o MIBR é o próximo. A gente está esperando um jogo muito bom, eletrizante. O que você está achando para isso?
Acho que o jogo contra o MIBR vai ser muito bom. Eles são um time que a gente não jogou ainda nenhum jogo, então eles estão muito bem também no campo, eles estão 2-0, então vai ser um jogo muito bom pra gente e pra eles. Acho que vai ser uma partida muito boa.
I think it's going to be a great game for both teams. They are also they haven't lost. They are 2-0, so this game promises a lot, and I think it's going to be fun to watch.
And we're all looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining, and best of luck in that match. Thank you so much for the translation. Now back to our desk to break it all down with 2 special guests.
And our special guests are here. I'm glad, Satu, you're already getting comfortable with some of the pillows we've got here. We also have some pizza for you to enjoy. Before the show, we promised pizza, a whole pizza party to any team that was willing to play Fracture.
And you did it.
And you guys did it.
Damn. If I knew it was a thing, we wouldn't have done vetoes beforehand on with the team. I would just say, please just go Fracture. I want to eat pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like you knew that pizza was coming in because you crushed through that game so quickly. That was the fastest recorded match in America's history. Not just this year, literally ever. Did it feel that quick as it was going down?
It felt very fast, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Because also it was in Howling Abyss. We usually do the walkout. You're preparing for stage. Here we just you go straight to the game in Howling Abyss and just straight domination.
Yeah. Also, Satu, for you were playing the Waylay on Fracture. I didn't know if it was gonna be Phoenix, if it was gonna be the Neon as well. I was saying that last time that Liv played this map, King, you were actually playing the Neon. So how's the Waylay? Do you still like her?
Yeah, I mean it's looking fine. It's looking fine. I still find it pretty strong right now. I feel like it's a good mix between Neon and Waylay. I feel like they're a really strong duo right now, and yeah, having fun.
Do you think King should be playing the Neon?
100%, yeah.
No more Neon, please. Those were some dark times.
Yeah, dark times. We don't need to revisit those. Look, it's all looking good for Lev right now.
Yeah,
so we're gonna keep it fun. We're gonna play a game here, blind rankings with Ultimate. So basically, if you guys don't really know what's going down, I have 5 different Ultimate abilities for our agents in Valorant. You can enjoy a pillow too, Dan.
It just spawned.
It just spawned in there.
Crazy.
That was crazy. But I'm gonna give you 5 different Ultimates, 1 at a time. You have to rank them 1 through 5. 1 being the most powerful, 5 being the weakest. Both of you jump in here because the first one is Brimstone Ultimate, 1 through 5. Where do you want to put them?
I would say it's like we have to agree, right? We have to like.
I mean, if you want to take charge and you know just decide, go for it.
I want to talk with my boy. I'm just gonna say Brimald. It's pretty strong, but at the same time, there might be something stronger. I was gonna say 3 too.
3, okay. We can put them right down in the middle there. Keep it balanced for now. What about Omen Ultimate from the shadows?
You know, it can, you know, sometimes bring around, but like most of the times it's just like a repositioning ult. Doesn't really do much. 4, 5.
Yeah, I mean you can do some set plays with it. I'll put it at 4.
4? You think there's worse ults out there?
Yeah, I'm expecting Vito ult. That's 5
okay.
for sure.
Okay, we'll see. What about Neon Ultimate? Everyone's favorite judge abuser.
Bro, I think it depends on the person that's using it.
That's so real.
I mean, for Spike.
I said that at that ult.
With you, it's a 5. Who's it a 1 for?
Spike.
Do we put at 1 or 2?
Let's put it 2.
I
Play it
agree.
safe.
Let's
Play
put
it
it
safe.
two. Let's
Play it safe? Okay.
Yeah, 2.
Okay, I like this. We're going through things quickly now. What about Sagel? Revive me.
Oh.
Fuck.
That's difficult because
It depends how much
It
you
will
die,
either 1
I
or
guess.
5.
It all depends on
who you res. Like if you res
Also,
me, that's a 100%.
But it depends on the last one. Like we can get the worst ult in the game, like Vito ult, or I mean I don't know. You want to take the risk?
I feel it in my gut that the next one's gonna be strong ult.
You feel?
In my gut.
Okay.
I hope is Vito.
Okay, let's go 5.
I hope.
For
Okay,
For 5.
Revive going in last place. Well, the moment of truth, the final ultimate, Viper's Pit. Number 1?
Oh my
Is that honest?
Yeah.
Oh, we're terrible at this
We're
game.
ass. Yeah. Let's go
Terrible.
number 1.
Where would you put Viper's Pit compared to these if you knew in advance it was going to be last?
Okay, I would put I think Omen ult last. I would put definitely. What was the first one? I already forgot.
It's
Viper's Pit?
Viper's Pit.
Viper's Pit, Orbital Strike, Overdrive.
I've got him
No,
right here.
Overdrive first.
No way.
Viper's Pit, Overdrive, Orbital Strike.
Is
from the
Viper's
shadows.
Pit actually the best of this list?
No.
No.
Wait, which would you say it's the best? I'd say it's Orbital Strike.
I also agree it's Orbital Strike.
Brimstone
The
ult.
first one, well, you know, that's why it's a blind ranking. You can't win every time.
Yeah.
Maybe next time. But it's been a
They
great
might be
start of
terrible at
stage
this.
1 for both of you, and you've still got a whole day ahead of you with how quick you wrapped that one up. So we're going to say
Insane.
goodbye for now. Thanks so much for joining us. And for you at home, don't go anywhere. There's still one more match on the way after this.
It's going to be exciting. We're playing against Loud. Stylistically, I think they play pretty aggressive.
É um time que eu quero enfrentar muito, então eu tô bem ansioso. Eu acho o estilo de jogo deles bem legal.
Still breaking out of that choke is so hard. Especially the angles blows. Fallon makes it happen. Somehow Babybay does as well.
Eles têm um estilo de jogo muito junto. O ponto mais forte deles é a irmandade dentro do jogo. O ponto fraco deles é que, como eles sempre estiveram no topo, a gente sempre assistiu muito eles, então a gente sabe como que eles jogam.
When I look at them from an outside perspective, I see like glimpses of brilliance. I'm going in with full respect, just gonna do our game and hopefully come out the W.
Oh my God, Fallon does it to him again.
Eles são um bom time, nós somos um bom time, então esperem uma partidaça.
Welcome back to VCT Americas and our second match on this Friday. It's G2 versus Loud. Ender here, back on the couch with Athena and Dryad. We got our pros out of there. They're going to enjoy their pizza because we get to enjoy this great series. We're going to start it off with a side selection skirmish. Jogamo and Luke Show. Call it now. Who wins?
Luke Show.
Luke Show.
Wait,
Whoa.
that was so quick. Hold on.
I believe.
Do you know something?
No, but Luke Show's the GOAT.
All right.
Oh, you're saying Giacomo is not the GOAT. I
Wow,
can't believe you
that's
just said that.
pretty offensive.
I can't believe you just said that.
I'm going to say that Luke Show mechanically right now is definitely top 2 in America.
Do you respect him for taking the off in round 1, though?
It's probably a gentleman's agreement.
They've been
It
doing
It
that.
was probably...
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's gentlemanly.
I like that he's updating his team.
He's doing 2-0.
I don't know if
That's
he's throwing
great.
up the 2-0 or G2's 0-2. I'm not really sure.
I
which
think
one
he
is
would-
doing.
That's messed up, actually.
I don't think he would be smiling.
That's worse than...
Oh, he's just owning.
I respect it. Luke Show on the glow, but finally Jogmo gets a kill for himself.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate him keeping us updated.
That's cute.
It's the little things.
It's because his team is watching. It's really cute when the whole team just sits there and watches.
Oh, they're all on the other side of the camera right now?
It's
Yeah,
really
that's why.
cute.
That's great.
I love it.
Well, it does look like Luke Show's the GOAT for now.
Unless.
Unless...
Oh, their comeback.
Oh, that Pixel is insane, bro.
If Jogmo doesn't come back here, is he going to be out of his mind? Luke Show's going to be in his head,
Dude,
crumbling in the real series. Well, it's a
Like
5-2.
There's
Just
no
like that.
chance.
GG, bro.
Look at Jog. He's the chillest man on earth.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He is unbothered.
He's like, you might have won the battle, but I'll win the war.
What?
He won the battle, but the war is the series. The side
What are you
selection.
talking about?
What? Sorry.
you
You think that Loud are gonna win?
Ooh, yes, of course.
All right, we'll get to that later because last year we saw G2 win 3 straight trophies in America, and now they're facing the possibility of 3 straight losses, potentially even dropping out of playoffs contention. This is what their schedule looks like. They've got Loud today, Envy, and Cloud9. These are the teams that start off a little bit weaker, but if they lose here, it could be dire.
I mean, this is looking really rough. They played arguably the 2 hardest teams that they have in their schedule already and lost 0-2 to them. I think it's a little bit of a motivator for sure because they need to win this next one in order to give themselves at least a better chance of qualifying for playoffs. And I think versus Loud, when you're looking at G2, you're thinking, well, this team is really good at playing standard, playing by the book, having that really patient play style. And for Loud, they're just a little bit more of that wild card beat. So I'm kind of interested, but I really think that G2, they need to lock this in for the sake of their mentals as well.
Definitely. I mean, there's been situations in the past where we've had strong teams lose these early games, and all of a sudden their season disappears because it is only 5 weeks of play here. Dan, what can we sort of expect from G2 trying to bounce back here? Because it's not going to be easy going up against Loud.
I think they're going to be changing things up. I feel like that's what needs to happen. We talked about how they've been playing a little bit of the Harbor in a few of the maps, how they've been playing, for example, on Breeze, the Harbor without the Viper. Little things that I feel like even if I see the vision, it's not really working out for the team. It's not really working out to set up Leaf, for example, for success. So there's some pieces that need to connect, and I feel like just a few changes should be enough.
Yeah, I think changes on the other side important as well, because like G2, Loud also had a disappointing week 2 where Luke Show and Darker were completely shut out by MIBR.
Oh yeah, it felt like they couldn't get a lot of those openings that they originally got. And Darker, a lot of the time he was getting those lurks, getting those timings, were just being really annoying in the post-plant situations, clutching up. But it just felt like he couldn't get the ball rolling. And I think for Luke Show as well, he got a lot of those picks and got a lot of those kills, but I just didn't see him clutching out like he normally did.
It was pretty tough. I think this is really uncharacteristic and not something that we were expecting, even if we expected the result a little bit. Surely.
Whoa.
I can't talk for myself, honestly, this time around.
That's crazy.
But at least we expected Luke Show and Darker to get more value, especially because of how consistent they've been last year, this year, even when things are going wrong. I don't think that should be the case anymore, but it was tough.
It felt like they were always consistent and always top fragging. And
yes.
And one of the main reasons why I was saying Luke Show in that skirmish is because Luke Show, he by himself is one of arguably, I would say, one of the best aimers mechanically when it comes to Americas. He's just always been so good at getting those picks, getting those kills, even the ones that look kind of insane. And so I feel like, you know, going into this, I'm hoping to see them just kind of back on the roll. And that's a really cute picture.
Insane.
Wow. That is really cute.
2023.
With the guard jersey still on.
Crazy.
Absolutely wild. But I think despite G2's record, they're still going to be the favorite going in here,
No,
right?
they're not.
Sorry, wait, no, they're not?
No, they're not.
According to who?
Where's the board? Where's the board? I've been cooking. I've been cooking recently. I've been thinking about it. Everybody was making fun of me because I picked Loud last week. And let me explain this
They're
around.
still making fun of you.
Why they're going to win. First of all, let me...
Where did you get the laugh go from, bro?
Number one, let's think
here?
about it. Loud. What is loud? Loud is sound. What is sound? Energy. Energy, who are they? The champions of last year.
Okay,
So Loud are the champions of this match.
I don't think I really want to hear any of this, Dan. Dan, I'm sorry, we have the first
100% when they win.
The first this round's ready in just a minute. Uber Wide are going to be on the other side of the mic. You're going to have to stop this right now.
We're
because
undefeated
we
against
have
you too.
Valor to play. Don't go anywhere.
When you've played FPS as much as we have, you have tried every mouse, every shape. And we know shape matters. Shape is king. This one has both our experience, our family name, the next piece of our legacy, built for the big stage, for the biggest moments. The Susanto Brothers Mouse.
Preserving my energy, don't you belittle me. No, this ain't symmetry. I'm in the field, I'm in the lead. Gassed up and you running on E. Walk tall cause you standing on stilts. Elevated cause the rock that I'm on. Celebrated cause it's up and we gone. Out of here, reach a new level, that stratosphere. I'm not a star, raising a bar. Light on me cause the sun with me. Fourth down and the bros with me. I achieve cause achieve with me. Haters mad cause I move swift. Stay humble, I won't lose grip. I bet it all on me. Step to the line, that's 3. Weight of the crown, that's heavy. Locked in and I'm ready. I got the green light. 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 Bet it all on me. Step to the line, that's 3. Weight of the crown, that's heavy. Locked in and I'm ready. I got the green light. 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 Alley hoop, how we came up. Starting 5, we ain't change up. Back to back to back teams. Championship rings. Ayy, beast in the east. 305, how I'm bringing the heat. 4-0, that's what we callin' the sweep. Dominating, never smelling defeat. Ha, hey, shot clock, no, I grady assist. Show 'em why.
King has to step up now, but he won't. How do they win that?
Neon Judge, la combinación que no puede fallar. Siente con la doble, la triple también. Se vuelve jugable 1 contra 1, 6 balas para abrir el headshot y el 4K.
Folks, you would not believe how many times he adjusted his casual pose before the cameras came to us. Welcome back to the couch.
I'm just trying to be chill, man.
Over here with Wyatt, of course. Jumping into a game with 2 teams, honestly, that have probably raised more questions than answers over the last few weeks, especially in G2's case, since Masters Santiago. Loud here, obviously, look, a scrappy win against Envy to start off this stage 1, and then an utter blasting against MIBR.
A W with their assistant coach, by the way.
Yes.
One day Loud will have their starting 5. We're still waiting, but that's okay. Because honestly, respect to Bati. He's been their assistant coach, but he's got a little like tier 2, kind of tier 3 challengers experience, and he's been pretty all right, man. I think he's, for the expectations, he's been meeting them. He's been contributing.
I do want to say that we're getting to the point now, though, when we're looking at London very closely, and we're scrutinizing these 2 teams whose prospects of attending those events are in grave doubt, let alone playoffs at all. G2 are obviously 0-2 right now, but it's been quite a heavy strength of schedule. That said, I think they still, fail to sort of live up to expectations, whereas now we're still trying to figure out where to put these guys. And you're right. Working with Bati, we're still seeing this team make the best with what they have and try and make a late run into Stage 1 playoffs, but that's going to require them, frankly, to have success here. Let's jump headfirst into our video here. It's actually G2 picking the Haven. There's 2 maps in this pool that G2 haven't played yet in Stage 1.
Yeah, both Haven and Pearl. Breeze has been one that both of these teams have played, so no surprise to see that as the decider. No real surprises in the bans here either, especially the first 2. Both of them have been perming Fracture, and if you're Loud getting that second ban, yeah, just get rid of Bind. That's always been G2's, best or one of their best maps. Haven, though, yeah, I'm curious. Just on account of this being the G2 pick, and I get my kind of frame of thought for this Haven map is, okay, G2 have not played Haven yet in this stage. Yeah. They had a lot of success in kickoff playing Phoenix and Yoru. Well, Yoru, see ya, brother. Yeah. You're out the meta, right? So are they going to mix things up in regard to
what does that Phoenix Neon overhaul
look like? I mean, Phoenix Neon is the standard, and yeah, that is what they're going to go with. So Leaf is going to play the Phoenix. He was on the Yoru before. That's an easy little swap. You get Baby Bay on the Chamber, a role more so than the Vice where he can have a takeover game, though, I mean, respect to him. His Vice has been super consistent.
We were wondering whether, we kind of felt that Leaf would be picking up one of these duelists, right? We actually wondered if it would be the Neon. He's got like 500 or so Neon official rounds under his belt. But going back towards the Phoenix here sort of makes sense. Does feel like this is the kind of map where G2 found success, with the Phoenix in their comps prior to this now, and they're going to try and fold it in.
That Phoenix, though, in the hands of Jaw was looking nuts.
On Pearl especially, yeah.
He was crying when he was on that agent in kickoff. Like, that's when he turned things around because he
They
was...
beat G2 13-3 on Pearl.
Yeah, if you remember, they had Jaw playing a lot of the Waylay, and it was kind of so-so. He goes to the secondary duels roles, is playing the Phoenix, and he was lighting teams up. Yeah. So, and we'll see if Leaf can do much of the same. On Loud, it's obvious the players are looking at to step up here. It's Luke Show and Darker. Luke Show right now heading into this server is the highest in pretty much all stats across two teams.
It was NRG, rather. They beat in kickoff 13-3 on Pearl. We'll get to that, though. Cross the bridge when we get there. It's going to be Luke Show opening up the account as Leaf attempts to play off his own flash with limited backup and no presence from B main from G2.
Yeah, that's just a pure solo play. Immediately punished. And Darker going to get some control of lobby. Do G2 want to press for some space elsewhere, try to find a pick to even this up? Yeah, they do. Okay, awkward, but yeah, fair play to Jaw.
Yeah, Jaw obviously able to find the headshot there. He does drop low. Here's Baby Bay. He's going to have to rendezvous one out. It's going to be instantly smoked. He might still look to try and play into this, though. Oh, he's going to get some action. Right clicks, though, not quite connecting. Barty gets on the board, though, as Valen does push right off that A side and gets caught.
Yeah, Valen just wants to continue that push through, punished. Love that double peek into the smoke. And I like the Louder just keeping a slow pace to the round right now. Isolate Jaw backside. This one's as good as done unless Trent makes a miracle happen.
Spike planted. Sip.
Not too shabby. Trent obviously an unreal game recently against Leviatán. At least the first map.
The 24-6 actually just solo destroyed them. And then they lose the subsequent 2 maps. And for the first time in America's regular stage history, they lose 2 series back-to-back. Yeah. Really just not used to seeing G2 lose, well, kind of at all in America. So to find them at 0-2 and in some amount of danger of not qualifying for playoffs is crazy.
I do think like the whole process of self-discovery that G2 kind of began in Santiago when they were running up against these like Nongshim Red Force, neon-based comps, and they were trying to find a middle ground, I feel like, between playing that hyper-aggressive style and a really slow, static style. And I feel like on some maps, that's kind of why we've gotten the Harbor sort of brought in here. Still trying to carve out their niche.
Yeah, it's
not a fully refined idea, though, right? So it kind of explains why we see some up-and-down performances. And the road into playoffs for G2 is a little softer than their one up until now, in fairness.
Yeah, they play the 2 other best teams in the group. So, honestly, I think everyone's just expecting them to bounce back. Still feels like they're a favorite to make it into the playoffs despite not having a win yet. Let's see what they can do on this eco round. Looks like they're just set up for a simple flash, dash kind of play with the neon out.
Yep, this time he's getting some backup. Timing, though, is the question. There's the relay bolt, though, nicely done. And that's going to allow for the Phantom of Verdi to be recovered pretty quickly. Looks like the Ghost play here, making no small amount of sound as he works his way over towards this seaside of the map, and Trent will instantly seize, catches 2. This is really going to slow things down for Loud.
G2 have already got 3 players on C. If Loud overcommit here, they could get boomed.
They're just going to hit this one. I feel like they're priced into it at this stage. Nice ping, Haunt reveals 2. Barty and Luke Shaw, they're going to throw down, and it's all on Jorg. A long way from the action, at least with a Phantom to work with, but this is, again, a slow work into the plant for Loud.
They're pretty fortunate that Loud have the GOAT in Luke Show, and it doesn't matter what weapon he has. He's just going to collect the kills when you're 3-on-3 taking the site. But maybe Jaw can clutch this up.
Spike planted.
Could be a double swing, double face! Oh, okay. Kawanzine able to survive. Actually, unblemished. Full health out of the round. And Luke Show here, I think, is a top 4 player in ACS this stage. So despite Loud having some really up and down fortunes, it's kind of insane what Luke Show's been able to provide.
Yeah, top in this server, ACS, kills per round, average damage per round, and is clearing everybody on G2 in those regards. No one from G2 has really been taking over so far. Some major statistical drops when you're comparing kickoff to now. For Valen playing a lot of the Harbor, Leaf switching up his role quite a bit. BabyPay has been the consistent factor for this team playing the Vice.
Okay, here's that solo.
Again, solo swinging out and goes down.
There's no push down B main, there's no nothing. Now, this position has to be picked up by Jorg and just gets spammed down through the smoke. This is getting ugly. Valen caught inside, stunned up, and still able to at least find his. Still a very rough start to G2's buy. I'd rather see the gimmicky play on A long again, frankly. They're going to be caught out of the sight here and not in a great position to get anything else done between Trent and Baby Bay.
This defense is not looking particularly inspired at the moment, Mitch.
Well, it's just not particularly elegant either.
Not thrilled about what I'm seeing. I mean, you're right. The play on the eco round, it feels like that had more thought behind it than what's happened on the other 2 rounds, including the pistol and the buy round, the somewhat more important rounds. On the eco, at least, there's like that double up play, the flash with the bolt, 2 players swinging together. This is just 2 rounds where Leaf goes for its solo, which, hey, if you're a Phoenix on Haven, yeah, you want to mix up a play like that a little bit. You can go for that nice garage peek, but...
And clearly, G2 value trying to control garage as much as they can to avert those seaside splits, but picking up the garage position is leaving you vulnerable. BabyBay tried to fight, he had to face 2 down. That's not ideal. Barty just quietly, having a pretty good start to this game. G2 are serving a couple up on the silver platter, if I'm honest with you, but hey, we'll take those.
Yeah, that's got to feel good for him. Hey, I like it. If you're watching this and you want Loud to win, to see the assistant coach getting some early kills. He got 2 on the pistol, the immediate confidence boost. It's like, wait a second, maybe I should just be starting on this team. Get me in.
Sign me up. It's a weird time to be following this G2 team. We are seeing Leaf sort of pick up a duelist here, but I've got to say, between kickoff and now, we've seen a pretty precipitous drop in his performance. I think ADR, it's like a 17 to 20% drop, right? But he was definitely someone that was going to be able to be leaned upon much more frequently. You touched on Valen as well. Kind of would give you those captain's games once the series, those IGL performances really pop off. He's not on Harbor here on this map, but we have sort of seen those performances look fewer and further between so far.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to that last game that G2 had in America's kickoff to qualify for the first Masters this year, where Valen went 65-33, playing the Astra to 3-0 MIBR. And so far, across all the games he's played Harbor, he's only got 57 kills so far. He's just not putting up the same numbers playing this Harbor. And the agents where he was going crazy, where he was fragging, now Leaf is playing, and he's not putting up as many numbers. So it feels like there are just some comfort issues at the moment with them trying to get this Harbor forced into their comps. We'll see if that'll persist on later maps. I mean, here they're just playing the standard kind of the moment comp.
Yep. I will say G2, they're running out of rope, though. Running out of time to get things sorted out before we start to head towards playoffs. I suppose with a 2-3, you're an outside chance, but things have to sort of break in your favor if you want to be part of playoffs.
Yeah, now, by the way, with Leaf playing Garage so much as well, G2, they are not playing into getting these orbs for the Phoenix, which is an important win con.
I mean, when Leaf's trying to get all these orbs every round, bro, he's trying to swing out of
trying to get them via killing people. He's getting them from dying. He's getting one around.
That's right.
Louder just contacting into the site. Are they going to catch a timing here? Danger for Trent. Wow, right.
Yeah, angle picked up beautifully from BabyBay, setting in the back of the spot. I think Loud really just focusing on Trent there. That shoulder peek had all 3 heads turn. TP up in heaven, it's not faked. So Barty's made his way through, but this round, wheels essentially fallen off the card here. It's only Luke Shaw who's still in that sewer position, hoping someone wraps the A site and checks for him. He knows he's going to have to make a move pretty soon because, yeah, that lobby spot is going to be crawling with G2.
Yeah, Loud really just hoping that G2 get exploratory. And they will, but the flash is nice from Leaf.
Leaf got a good flash play. Let's go. It wasn't just turned and he was instantly killed this time.
Another orb.
There we go. Farmed. Absolutely farmed. That was really nice, though, from Dreops. He picks up that spot there from Connector for a 3-piece on the site.
Yeah, really what I'm looking at heading into today for G2, we're already talking about it, but it's just this individual performance stuff where Dre has been their most consistent player on the Vice primarily, but that's not an agent where you can really take over the game. You can have a lot of impact, and he's putting up really good numbers on it.
I got you, butters.
But the Chamber, that's a takeover agent.
Yeah.
And I feel like if there's one player to do that for G2 right now, it's him, it's Dre.
So this time Leaf's over in B main. No swing out early. Barty TP's in the spawn. He stuck it! Oh, draw!
Yeah.
Wasn't born yesterday.
By the way, yeah, he threw a smoke over towards A heaven, so Bhakti trying to make it seem like, yeah, I'm definitely going over there, guys. But yeah, Jaw, he heard him. Aware.
They pull back into the spawn there, paying off the G2, but Valen is caught out. Shot Astra down. So your stall potential really very limited now.
Yep, this seaside is wide open. Poison Cloud for main. They're going to have Verdi on this late delayed flank. Can he get any value playing from window?
He is entrenched here. He's going to hear all of this action as well. And no one's checking that corner. Trent's down, and now, yes, BabyBay better have his wits about him. He's trying to clear this corner. Verdi tries to emerge, but BabyBay has the stopping power.
And that offers a lot of delay when they're getting into this site now. Pressed for time. Lucho is just going to rip that steel garden.
All right, here is electrifying performance from George. Side out of the site. Here's Leaf trying to get involved. This is scrappy stuff. It's down to BabyBay to work his way in from the site, and again, he delivers. And yeah, a nod of the head. He knows he's him right now.
Hero for the team. Important delayed trade on Verdi in mid. That was crucial. Wins that 1v1. Kawanzi maybe regretting going for the peak, but low HP. Just wanted to try to catch some kind of timing there. Didn't want to back up and play with his ult.
Just stopping this game from getting away from G2 in these early rounds.
It's crazy that that round even felt so dangerous, given that their smokes player died 2 seconds into the round. We're still in winnable position. Like, I'm still a little nervous for G2, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that one's gonna get some wind in your sails now if you're G2. Another one of those buy-up rounds for Loud, falling flat. But now Odin in the hands of Kawanzin. Hannes Fury at the ready. And of course, we have a judge in the hands of Baby Bay. What's he going to do? Play at a mid now? Leaf might actually have someone to play off him. Because he's conditioned the whole solo flash and die thing.
G2 have some great ults for a retake here, including Leafs, Nightfall as well. What's nice as well, when G2 have this chamber, they get their best opper on the op.
Yep.
Opping on Vice, not ideal.
Yep.
So Baby Bay can take over with that weapon.
You've cursed him because he's missed, but here we go. Luke Show starting to amble his way over towards C-Long, and Valamon's crept up again. He's in an awkward spot.
This guy is just him. He's already gotten a number of high-impact frags to just crack open one side of the map.
Jaws going exploring on the same angle. This could be, I mean, he really needs to double down. What's the timing looking like? Not bad, but not quite good enough. Leaf now aware that they're coming for him. He'll hear the Neon cross and get ready. What's he got to work with now? Barney's going to show his back. Trigger discipline. Yep, it's there in spades. Unfortunately, the spray transfer not quite as much. It's even in numbers now. Luke Show a little bit low up on that side. Decayed down by this Nightfall. Prowler in is able to avoid it for the time being. There's still no plant. There's some stall here. But G2 Trent just takes a fight.
No health.
Luke Shaw has 4 kills on the round. And Baby Bay misses another crucial shot. What is going on? How have Loud emerged with that round win?
Luke Shaw is just actually goated, man. He's insane. He gets the crucial opening kill here, down to 47, gets the trade, eats a bullet to the body, and then he just swings, gets the trade, swings,
He's decayed to 1, bro.
Unbelievable. He is unbelievable. Like, it's so basic to say, but in a meta where we're seeing like very consistent comps, constant mirrors, obviously it's, you know, a little different here, but this is a pretty classic Haven comp, Louder playing just with the Vice instead of the KJ. Like, so much of the game right now is the micro, and if Luke Show and Darker are just on point, they could take over, and that could be the catalyst of a Loud upset win.
Okay, Joe runs in there with the rifle. They're going to find his. This is a bit uncomfortable for Trent, but Leaf was able to swing off that. Look at this emphasis for G2 over towards the A-long part of the map. But with Bati down, that is that Omen off the table. Hannes Fury still active here, and okay. We're running it back.
He just, yeah, finally has an opportunity to use that ult, but all of Loud have run away. This timing from Luke Show is beautiful as well.
He's so deep there into connector. Trent not ready for it at all, and yeah, some information gained off that runner back, but Leaf didn't have the chance to throw down. B-side secured. Now, mind you, this is a post plant without the attack side Omen.
Prepare yourself for cringe, Mitch. Look at Kawanzin. He's got the ult. He's got the Odin. It's planted for a window. He is ready to spam.
Yeah, straight through that Viper's pit. Hannes Fury as well. Should he even need it? Baby Bay's going to make his first foray out of Garage here. Potentially pinched, but I don't think, yeah, there's any presence in mid-window right now. Okay, gets a better of Darker into the side, but goes. Kawanzino emerges, ready to play off this post plant. Leaf here has to get rid of the bolt. And here's that Hannes Fury now being sent off. The sound cue is more than enough to spur Kawanzino into action. Leaf is going to get blown away by a light breeze at this stage. He is that low. Kawanzino with a shot dart to the side. It misses. The Odin does not. He has 3 different ways to play post plant there. One of them has got to work.
Beautiful. The exact Valorant you want to see. The optimal cringe maneuver. I mean, but look at this. By the way, again, Luke Show, they're down a player. Just walk forward, gets the perfect timing, evens things up into the 3-on-3.
Like, I'm not mad. When defense side retake comes from push out of Garage and that's all you've got, because Luke Show pushes into connector and finds the early frag, gets so deep, then you should be winning that round.
This is a map that Loud did test MIBR on. They got 10 rounds. Typically, I feel like Loud have been better on defensive half so far on this stage, and yet they're up 5-2 right now on attack. They're going into this A execute. They have the Steel Garden. Verdi can just pop his ult, start running around and being annoying.
Eyes on Captain here. Valorant has had a slow start.
Look at Leaf. He's pushed all the way down into window, and it looks like Loud want to double back, at least for a moment, to re-clear.
He didn't flash out this round, though. Is there any info to be gained here? The noise cut from Loud? Oh, yeah, I do think Leaf has heard a bit of this. Oh, he is in a perfect spot. No one's there to play off him, though. There's no crossfire potential here on B, so Leaf has to be careful. Going 1 for 1 is not enough. He's got a gold mine here.
Unless they all just go through garage too early. Okay, well that's...
Oh, the spike! Oh, this is perfect. Now time by Jorgamo's going to the other end of the pincer. Leaf couldn't quite get there in time, though. Georgia straight up loses that fight. Still, the spike, that's the issue. It's on the other side of the blaze wall. Look what G2 are playing from now. They back off it entirely. Steel guarded, because you've got to find something to get you out of this predicament.
Yep, Birdie, run in there and pick up that spike. All right. Nice job on the second try. Now they get into this C site for free. They have the poison cloud for main. Verdi can still run around with his ult and be annoying even at low HP. Luxo has another Thorns to delay, so like a bit of decent utility, but really it's just Loud in these weird flank positions right now that are going to be so annoying.
And then there's no like C-long control though at all here for Loud, but that's not something G2 are in a position to make use of at all. It's Luxo trying to fight in a garage here.
It's unbelievable that he even gets one there. He's prowlered out.
And they're going to stack up. Loud putting all their eggs in this one basket, in this corner. Darker and Verdi back-to-back, relay bolt! Yeah, it's about as you'd expect it to be. Baby Bay, another one on the board, but it's a 3K on the round for Leaf. Finally get some of that action.
That was a nice re-clear from G2 into garage. Luxo gets the one, but yeah, ultimately he's going to get traded out, stuck behind box. And Loud were just not wise to that push down mid at all. I do think that's the first time someone from G2 has done that, so good variation from Leaf.
Leaf knows. Baby! He knows that it's really just him there in mid-window, so plays it conservatively. Honestly, the timing really pans out in his favor. But hey, he'll take the conversion there. 12 and 7 is Luxo.
Looks like Loud might be keeping it simple on this round. Just put that wall up on A and just sprint down C immediately. Birdie probably popping ult. Something like that.
Astra Util is going to have to do a heck of a lot of heavy lifting to slow this down. And yeah, it's going to be tough. Allen gets some free damage for relay bolt in the corner. Jordo's getting involved. Playing for around the corner. That should be enough. G2 clearly have the stopping power. Loud on a bit of a lower buy, of course. And they will put him into the wood chipper.
Yeah, having that crossfire a choke and one guy with the judge, not bad. That is going to work out for G2 every day of the week. All right. Well, that was a sick little shot, but this is going to result in Loud's economy being broken, by the way. So G2, great opportunity to actually tie this game up, win this round, and then just anti-eco the next one.
Pretty impressive start to stage 1 for Darko. I think he comes out and just racks up 25 kills a map in that first series they played, that scrappy one against Envy. Last week, for the series, 13 kills. A very quiet series. Obviously, you're playing
against MIBR. It's a real clickbait headline.
Yeah.
I do like the phrase.
Oh, no. Yeah. There's like an 80% reduction in kills from week 1 to week 2. Yep.
They do get destroyed by MIBR, who are arguably the best team right now, if inarguably, right? So, you know, that's a factor.
I see big number, but I click. I see 74% decline in kills from week 1 to week 2. Sign me up. But again, I think that Darko is going to be someone we're going to be tracking.
Yeah, it's him and Luxo. The two of them on defense specifically is where they're racking up a ton of kills. That is where Loud have been at their best so far.
I think that right now, especially with how this metagame is panning out with a lot of these like double duelist comps, or like, you know, with less of a macro focus on the game, we do want to look at the week-to-week performance of these players that are expected to carry a lot of that load, right? I want to also see like how these Loud youngsters react to what G2 try and throw at them. We're looking for some, especially as you get to the attack side, so that mid-rounding prowess shine through a little bit. But this in general was a great quick rotation to the site by Jaw, and Valorant honestly just makes himself hard to extract.
Yeah, Jaw getting on that crossfire, having the stun to cut off the rest of the team. Easy, quick response for G2. Timeout from Loud. Not a bad time to get one of those in the mix. They're going to be on this eco round for the next. Darker saved that one rifle. And then from there, we'll see what they can do. It's unlikely they're going to really have ults to play with for the rest of this half. Romanilli, he's discussing. You can see the passion in his words, Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think that round, we saw it going in It wasn't a lot of bells and whistles on it there. Like pretty straightforward. Try and play with pace over towards that C side of the map. It does look like in the prior rounds, Loud giving G2 a chance to like overexpose an individual like Leaf or Valen and have them picked off first is actually a bit more conducive to those round wins, right? So maybe just giving G2 enough that rope to hang themselves with might be the better approach and just to slow the pace down.
All right, what do we got here? Some classic Bucky for the Neon. Fast play to get some A control, sending that molly down short.
Yeah, no fast thrust up A long for G2 this round. And Neon's over on the C side. Could be good early info for the defenders though, if they want to go for a foray. And yeah, Jaw is already starting to inch forward there.
Yeah, so Loud throw a lot of that A control util. With the molly short, you get the smoke on long. So that's threatening for G2, who are pushing 2 players down C long. The Vice wall is there.
Yep. You're a double duelist comp on defense. Got to get some kind of action going early, or find a way to get information. And with duelist comps, you just really need to play contact and prepare to take a fight.
I like this response from G2, though. When all the util is thrown early A, they just take tons of space on the opposite side of the map, and they can quickly go for a double flank if they are just playing A for retake, where they have Baby Bay try to take that first engagement. Maybe he gets a kill, cool, teleports away, gets back up to heaven, and then, you know, they're retaking from all angles.
Slow around, as we kind of discussed earlier. This is a spot that Dre can fall off of very quickly. Damage on Verdi. Have to be satisfied with that. Back in heaven now. Overdrive active. Verdi, yep, down 51 after that brief exchange.
Yeah, that's probably just going to expire at this point. You're going to have Valen be able to maybe throw a wall down for this retake as well. Could use the Cosmic Divide.
Here comes G2 now getting in position for this, but bear in mind...
That'll be awkward given their double flanking. Oh,
yes.
Trent gets the first.
That's Barty out of the picture now as well. Here's the Cosmic Divide that comes down. G2 sparing no expense here, even on a lighter buy round from Loud. On the corners, Verdi really wants some of this Bucky value, but shows a little bit too much leg, and Baby Bay's able to bring him down. And that's all she wrote, folks. 4 guns carried out of the round by G2. They are back in this game.
Yeah, maybe if Verdi was able to get the first with the Bucky, there could have been some danger there, but after G2 realized that all of Loud are pushed in front of the wall because they have to be to fight close at the chokes, those 2 flanking guys, they could just sprint in there, so everyone on Loud gets completely pincered. It's a nice little play.
Yep.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, the double flank came through. Pretty important. Yeah, okay, you've got to be satisfied with this. A bit of a rockier start to a map that, frankly, you were feared on as G2 in kickoff. Baby Bay's got himself the op in hand. 1 away from that tour de force as well.
Right, so Bati wants to throw that long control smoke down again. G2 could try to just prowl their flash out of it. Wow, they're running down everywhere. Jaws down mid. Pressure on A.
Now we're starting to see what a Neon Phoenix comp on defense on Haven looks like.
And Trey's down C long. G2 just aggression everywhere. They pushed every lane early round.
So they got a ton of map control. How did Loud figure their way through this here?
Vou bancar. Ó, bang acho que a Chamber é C, pá, Luke. Dá pra ir C. Ok, Nian tava meio e Astra devia estar a jogar para o C, ok? Rushou, para.
Spike down, attacker spawn. 1 enemy remaining. Have the spike.
Nice try, não faz mal. Para de gritar, galera. Vamos pra luta.
Right. Well, somewhere out there on Haven, Luke Show's ankles are left.
That's a
shattered.
Great play here from Trent. Leaf goes down first. What? What?
Even he can believe it, yeah.
Mental. And the Neon ult in a 1v1 clutch situation is actually just unbeatable.
Yeah,
it's frustrating. It gives you such an insane advantage.
Yeah, that is brutal stuff. Nice conversion there by Jaw.
I mean, unless you're, I guess, Trent stunned up. Verdi didn't ult, but, I mean, he just gets one-tapped. Stuns are fake, I guess.
It was the most assertive round we've seen from G2 on this map, though. Pushing up on all extremities. This round, not so much. It's just Baby Bay playing forward off the rendezvous.
I like the kit, though. Has the judge to play close with the smoke and has the AWP.
Again, some of these shots off our primary AWPer for G2 have been a little bit streaky.
It looks like they maybe want to throw the spike over to Lucho so he can get the Steel Garden with a plant as they head into this B. Sight Out Body just going to get it down safely. They have the Hunter's Fury for the post plant as well.
Ouch! Body! They TP back into the bloody wall!
He went into the wall. Oh, God.
Okay. Okay, Verdi going to struggle there, brought low, and a very quick retake here from G2, and you've got to say one of the freest of free kills you could ask for there for Leaf. Hunter's Fury comes in, able to catch Leaf out, look at the push into it, Swakamo caught by Darker. They are protecting this over. Time ticking. Trent a little bit low for the time being. Kawanzin's Odin is going to work. They've got to push out and take this fight. Kawanzin for 3 on the round, and Baby Bay is just so low. Can he get a touch? He'll be revealed here. Kawanzin can just play with his food before going in for the final chop. Oh, not bad, Baby Bay, but unfortunately, it's just not quick enough.
That looked pretty disastrous for Loud. They gave the entire site, but we're losing players while doing it. It's a 2 versus 5. G2, they try to rush them down. No. But while they're doing that, no one is able to get onto the spike. They can't even get it to half in that moment because that ult was coming out with a Hunter's Fury. That is tough.
And you can see G2 trying to push into that mid-window position. They just can't get there. It's real ugly in the end.
I feel like based on what we've seen from Loud so far, getting 6 here on attack, not terrible. Their defenses have typically been better, in my opinion.
Pretty lively start to this series here between G2 and Loud. Haven, of course, much more waiting in the wings in our second half.
Red Bull gives you wings.
G2 looking to unveil their Haven pick here in Stage 1. Obviously, in Chile, they were undefeated. Santiago 4-0 on this map. Definitely one of their best, and obviously they bring it back into the fold pretty quickly, albeit with a new look. Leaf is on the Phoenix. You know, we didn't really see him going for those ult orbs on a ton of those rounds, though, Wyatt. He's playing out of Garage instead of maybe on A-Long.
Not a lot of A-Long. Yeah, I'm curious to see how much G2 are going to play into that on this attack app, because you do want to just be cycling that ult over and over and over. They're talking about all those wins. Yeah, I mean, Jaws Phoenix on this map was incredible, so I think Leaf is stepping into some large shoes that need to be filled here.
All right, there's Baby Bay early, looks over towards Verdi and Co. Let's take a glance and blow this Headhunter. Okay, just the one. Verdi slides on in. Bandit in the hand. Barty has to try and hold his own. He's overwhelmed at the end. Kawanzin, though, good composure. Leaf is going to be stopped in his tracks, and that leaves the spike out essentially in no man's land. Valen needs to find a creative way to recoup and find his way through this setup here for Loud. Verdi's pushed deep, and Valen seems to have an awareness that the Neon might still be on this part of the map. Relay Bolt catches on, though.
Just run. Yep. Just run. Don't take that fight. Get out of there. You got the info on Valen. He can go meet up with his teammates. They can play around the spike that's down.
And this one should be pretty short-lived, as Valen is going to be swinging into a double face. See, waiting him are Verdi and Luke Show. Ooh, timing. Okay, surely not.
Oh, fair attempt.
Well, we're going to get the Valen round. No, not yet. Pistol here for Loud.
Second one.
G2 had to clamber back from a bit of a deficit in that first half. 6-round defense side is, hey, not too shabby. Really got to see him turn up here, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of just wondering if the 6-round defense was enough, because I know I just keep harping on about Loud on defense, but man, when Darker and Luke Show are rolling, they are a brick wall.
Barty's playing some good Valorant so far, I'm not going to lie.
I like that response on the pistol with the double push down C long when they realize that the majority of G2 are pushing through garage, so they get that isolate on Baby Bay and then keep the C long control. That was a good response. Jaw here, full armor with the Bucky, down to 250. And they lose a player immediately on account of this outlaw.
Yeah. Taking some damage, Jorgamo down at 30 armor, 90 health. Here's Jaw! My goodness! Finds himself the one, but that's about it. Classic for Verdi's able to shut Leaf down, and Baby Bay says, guess we'll just salvage what can be gained.
Yeah, G2 pause for a brief moment and then just instantly re-accelerate into A. Bati had already pivoted there from B, so there's 3 players locking it down, and all they have is the Bucky to get open. Well, someone just said the funniest thing of all time.
Yeah,
Baby Bay straight cackling on the cam. I mean, at least the spirits are high.
Don't mess with the
Botox,
Someone being
bro.
a jokester. Keep a straight face. In fairness, though, look, 15-8's been solid. Even though when we've been on board with Baby Bay, some of those op shots have been a little wayward. Just due to having to ease into this game a little bit, but at 0-2, coming into your third of 5 games in regulation play here in Stage 1, you're kind of running out of free maps to give.
Yeah, we said it at the top of this map, but a dangerous one to pick for G2. Yeah, Loud, they're 0-1 on it, but they got 10 rounds against MIBR in their loss. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, we'll call it a quality loss, I think, even though the next map in that series was left a bit to be desired.
Okay.
Okay, what? He sees his shoulder, man. That is nice.
Yeah, and there's Jaw trying to get in there, but even at that, he's so far ahead of the rest of the team. He goes 1 for 1, and no one can really trade. And even when they're trying, they have classics. That's tough.
Nice from Verdi. I mean, someone who didn't look super comfortable as a Yoru player in kickoff, though.
Jaw's just going back to the Bucky on attack Neon for the full buy round.
Yep. Verdi just wants to abuse this as much as possible. He got tagged up.
Shot. Oh, God.
Got pinged as well in sewer. Loud are very ready for this. How did G2 fight their way out of this one? Let's listen in.
Nice. I'll prowler mid. Hold. Bye, C. 2A, Jake, 2A.
Yo, can we plant B?
Yeah. We should just speed it up then.
Yeah.
I'll prowler A-Link.
Use util.
Walling A-Link, walling C-Link. Heard. He's in.
Wait, cancel.
Oh, Shrentzel. Neon 2? Flash behind you. Yes, both B. Hold on, facing. Both. Back side. Back side, close right. Show soon.
One enemy remaining.
He was close right.
Close right for sure. I heard reload.
Nice! Yo, I just got full.
Nice! Hot dog.
Nice recovery there for G2. Just like some solid line holding there down C long for Baby Bay gives him a bit of a free kill. And they're almost trying to call a cancel there on that B side as a Vice Wall came up.
Yeah, we're already seeing Baby Bay. We're just a couple rounds in, but kind of getting that similar value to Luke Show of just the slow lurking around C, B, finds an opening pick. And then when he gets that bot, he tries to get some more space back on A, but walks into the Bucky. So from there, G2 are able to really just pick wherever they want to go on the map and execute, and they spot Luke Show on C, the Vice. So yeah, they're like, let's get into B.
They wanted to accelerate, but they weren't expecting the Vice util to be over at the B side.
Yeah, at least the wall, but all good, right? And that is a pretty common setup that Loud are using on this map. They basically always have the Viper wall extending from like C towards garage, and then Luke Show playing on C will usually just have 1 Thorns thrown down. That's just for back sight control. There it was at the choke. But
idea's the same,
that's a pretty critical part of it. Yeah, just your Vice. I mean, so much of this meta is Vice plays somewhere, slows down attackers. Neon, run over and help. and the death ball comes and they all help the Vice.
It's the same idea to the Astra,
like,
right? We saw Valen trying to slow things down on C with some of the util and Jaw coming to his rescue. So idea is the same here. But again, if you're just playing passively on that C long and just getting a pick and then working a different site, pulling the defenders around the map, then that stall plan on C just doesn't really have validity.
All right, critical round in the half. Odin picked up for Cowan, Zine up in the hands of Verdi. This is Loud having everything operational that they want for their defense in terms of the weapons, the utility, the setup that they've got with Darker and Luke Show towards this C side. B being played for retake, just the wall and the Thorns to slow.
Verdi actually contacting up Sewer at the moment, so going to be able to hold that line with the op. That's going to free up the rest of the players on the A side, allowing Kawanzi to rotate early.
G2, 1 minute 20 into the round, have baited out Thorns and one of the mollies, so they can get into C now without having to contend with those, without getting slowed down.
Backside control, that's the question though. Jaw hasn't found his way in there yet. Relay Bolt, he's hoping they found some purchase, but he's not sure. Into the backside, and there's 3 guns trained at him, and now Trent, this is a bit more uncomfortable. How does he proceed from here? Valen sets up and actually lays the red carpet for the game plan. And Buddy walks straight into Trent's crosshair. This is the big investment round for Loud. Odin, Operator, both brought in, and that's got to mean that Verdi will need to sit this one out.
Loud get the advantage, but they press for more. Trade not being found onto Valen. Felt like a lazy, slow kind of backside swing from Darker and Luxo after they locked down all of backside. There's just really not much of a reason to try to get super proactive, I feel, in that moment. They've got the smoke on the opposite side, too, that, you know, Body throws the paranoia through. It just feels a little unnecessary there. They give G2 a foot in the door, and they just kick the door down.
Yeah, Jord just pushed up against that Viper wall on the C side and just got domed instantly. 3 players backside. Feel like Loud were in a good spot as of that kill. And that's when they overpushed into Valen and got 2 for 1. Virtually. So we're even game yet again. The Operator will be maintained here for Loud coming into this round number 17, but yeah, that was a bit sloppy from our Loud squad.
Yeah, great goal from... oh,
the paranoia timing's too late from Barty. That's the issue, right? Yeah, just that little window is all Valor needs to find 2 easy kills.
Let's see if Verdi can do something with this Operator. Has not been particularly lively in the server so far on the Neon. Hasn't been able to get too much accomplished. Wants to get posted up over towards Sewer. Not going to have any opportunities for a shot just yet.
No garage presence at all. It's really just this sheer wall, which I might just push through of it. Okay, it's going to be baited out.
I take them out.
Valen yet again finds this C-side kill. Push up for Luxo, for info. That's Loud getting uncomfortable. They know there's multiple players inside garage here. They're trying to work some plays into this spawn, but this could be uncomfortable.
Awareness on point for Baby. Leaf gets one as well. Like, I don't hate that idea from Luxo. You know, when G2 have been pushing into garage, they have a ton of players there. They are just leaving one guy C-long. So, you know, imagine Luxo gets that headshot, recovers the rifle. They have all that C-long control. Totally different round. But, you know, look, he's still just got a sheriff and has to try to take a 1v1 there, so that's going to be tough.
At some point, you're going to face the music with his op in hand. Baby with the knife out is caught by Verti.
Yep, time to go hunting. Look at Jaw on the bottom of the map. He's sprinting.
At this point, you've got the credit reserve to try and wrest this weapon out of the hands of Verti, who's been playing this position at the start of the round, actually. So not really getting out there playing that C-side extremity, and well, he's given up the gun and the ghost now.
Been unfortunate. Probably not going to be an op into this next round.
Cultivate a sense of calm.
Yeah.
You win both pistols in this game, Loud, and you are still now languishing here in this second half.
Baby Bay is playing super well right now on attack. He is constantly finding openings on some of these rotating players. That's, I think, the second round in a row. He was able to find the timing on B to cut somebody off. Been a nuisance across the map.
It's just a really good intuition. Hasn't had to be a takeover player, really.
Oh, look at this full A fight from Loud. Jaw's just pushed past that. Yeah, only 1 tag coming through, so Trent's a bit weak. Value not really found. Oh, okay. Well, Jaw, that's a little bit.
There's no one to play off him.
Excess of footsteps.
Yeah, I guess he's
rein it in.
He's hurried by the L drone. Yeah. I think there's no one ready to pick up lobby for him, so he decides to try and, you know, assuming the Sovers alone.
Yeah, he feels like someone
smoke.
might be like trying to get into the smoke with that. Yeah. Oh, Kawanzi goes down. That was a nice little tap from Trent.
How did Loud respond to this noise cut and slow of the pace?
They want to just looked like they wanted to double up short for a second, but Verdi completely adjusts to backside to pick up long, so Botti's at least got to get his one here.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Well, might be hard. He's going to make his way into the site. Verdi trying to stay clear of the Phoenix for the time being.
Gets that anchor smoke just in time to play around, completely circumvent.
Barty. Barty, 1. He gets his. Leaf and Valor now with it all to do in a 2v3. Gonna have to start the work up onto this site though. Valen delivers. That's his second for the round now. Spike in hand, gives it a tap. Luxo doesn't really have the line. And Leaf is watching for this push out of Link. He needs to buy a bit of time and get that Suez player set up.
Yeah, Luxo is just trying to make noise, draw attention, give Darker a timing to get up here. Oh, that's
Speculating.
So
double swing here. Okay, just give it a 1 for 1. Darker a little bit too small on that snake bite here. Leaf gets around it. Nice showing for G2, winning a 2v3 to cap off the round.
Yeah, Verdi is just stuck in that smoke, tries to get out of it. Maybe I can peek short. Didn't expect Valen to already be pushed all the way up here. Was still facing down sewer and caught far before these rotators could get there in time.
This is always... Go, baby! Hot go, baby! This is always a saving grace for me in these rounds, is that mid-rounding
came in with a
from
new
Valen.
He's really trying to push this one.
Hot dog. Okay, we are rolling back the years.
You want to play? Let's
Saved by the Bell. Even I'm too young for that show.
Well, Outforce G2 back. They're going to pivot over towards Garage, pivot into the Viper and the Vice, who have really not been able to accomplish much on defense so far. Surprisingly, I feel. Oh my god.
Okay, a bit uncomfortable.
All good.
Lady in the Trant moment waiting to happen, I think. So G2 back off, cut noise after getting that sheer wall. It's one of the harder pieces of util to draw out without putting your body on the line, but that smoke obviously helped them.
Now that drone is going super deep long. So I think to G2 that's going to imply that no one should really be pushed up close. If they're droning all the way back from site towards long, wow, okay. Baby Bay just getting caught in mid. Verdi is out of there.
And G2 was set up for a push out of Garage, not out of B long. So Valorant is not set up to play the crossfire there.
Look at Loud. All 5 players just rotated over towards A. Something tipped them off that they were just ready to fight in that site. Yeah. It's fine though. I mean, they still can play for a 5-on-4 retake somewhere else if they need to. Bati just ulted in the long to try to get info. Everyone is here,
They're selling
man.
the fake, bro. Big time. Leaf here and Jaw going to try and work this, both of them. Jaw backs away from the smoke though and leaves Leaf on an island.
Spike is running up towards B where Valen is already just lurked in towards Gong.
Okay, they can play the post plant here from mid-window at the very least. And there's Valen. Always a crucial
What a
involvement.
nightfall. That is perfect. Stalled everyone out that was trying to flood in while they would have had the numbers advantage on site.
Because the retake's all coming from this one spot. Overall's B-Link. Valen might be set up here to find even more, but Darker has good intuition. It's shot through the wall that claims G2's captain. Trent's got to be careful here. Yeah, Jaw has a lot to do right now, and eventually he's just overwhelmed. Guess you try and pick up this B-Long position. Is this being watched for, though? Yes, Bati's on the off angle, and he wasn't able to hold on to it. Trent trying to dance. Darker, though, exits the round with 4 kills and a successful defuse for Loud.
Respect to G2, though. I like that. I like that last second pivot back to B. That was a crazy little call from Valen. He just lurks into Gong while this kind of A hit was going on. And then on the fly, Trent just runs out of there. There's like 15 seconds left. He's getting the spike down on B. The Nightfall was super good.
G2 could sell ice to a Siberian sometimes.
If that spam from Darker back towards Gong goes an inch to the left or the right, could be a different round there with Valen set up. But
all right, still guarding here for Luxo. Darker also with a pit. And maybe just an execute wall for Valen in play. Pretty far forward here already, heading over towards a B main, and that's a crucial kill. Fast lane here, draws Verdi out into the line of fire, but he's ready to fight Jaw man to man.
Great shot. I love the confidence in that moment. Even out this round. Drone just went down A long as well from Kalenzi. Doesn't spot anything. But maybe G2 will take that opportunity as some false info to try to now pivot back and take that space.
Loud have to pick up Garage here again. I think they're aware that that's the only gap in the net.
Yeah, now where Luxo is playing, though, if the A-hit did come in from G2, he can get the Steel Garden off onto site and assist Kalenzi to actually anchor there. Loud are really predicting that that's going to come in, it seems like.
Look at what Loud are trying to do to get this information. They don't have any passive ways to garner it. So they're simply just trying to gamble, preempt this. 37 seconds left of the round. G2 have some time to do-si-do a bit.
So that wall from Leaf puts up a threat that they could be jumping up into garage window now as well.
There's so much being implied by what G2 are doing here. Information overload for Loud, and eventually it's going to be an open B site that G2 can plant into.
Yeah, Trent having no problem planting in the Thorns. I love that Astral was able to cut off any spam from the Link as well. Steel Garden is going to get Loud back into the site. It doesn't connect on anyone on G2, however.
But you're right, Loud are in the site. Luke Show, Verdi, Cowanzine, all on B. It's Darker's position that could be the curious one. It gives him the opportunity to wrap here on the coastline setup, and Baby Bay is going to be ready for it. There's the cringe Astra util down on the site. And Luke Show is spotted there, just ducking back over towards Gong. Not much to do here, but Loud are starting to lose their grip on this game as Trent gets the thumb screws on Luke Show.
Baby Bay just getting all of the important kills right now, for real. He is just the best player on G2 in this stage so far. And now that he's on a roll, on a map, I mean, I guess agent more so than roll, he's been playing all Senti, but on the chamber,
no charges.
He is just imposing his will on the server. And really, though, I guess I'd say imposing his will, but he's just playing so intelligently and collecting all of the kills, catching out
a lot of the mid-rotate
players. Yeah, like rotates, getting big mid-round impact kills. That's opening up the map for Valen to call around.
Okay, this time eyes over towards C. Heavy presence out of Garage here for Loud. And again, they're kind of, well, they're trying to rattle sabers a bit because the buy is pretty awful.
Yeah, this is a little new, getting Luke Show all the way down mid, but not going to matter too much.
Barty's embedded here, but with the classic, I don't know, you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, really, trying to back out, but that's when he's spotted by Jaw.
Yep, drone in first. Verdi going to try to put that wall up, run with a bucket close to distance. Does so.
Traded out. Valen gets a 3B. Make it an extra kill to cap it off, and now it's on Luke Show. Rifle to hand, but you're going to give G2 their 12th round if you don't at least have a crack at this. And hey, he's been hot to trot so far this stage. Joy knows he's behind boxes, able to get ahead of that Astra Uta, but eventually the firing squad emerges, and there's Valen pops back up on our radars with a 4K in round 21 to get G2 to map point.
Yeah, actual shooting range from Valen. Everyone just has to run out of the smoke. And it's free. It's just so free. Well, that was Loud with a pretty weak buy.
And you have...
I mean, that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah,
so.
They're forced to run into backside with like no util whatsoever.
Yep. By the way, this is Valen's best game. Gets back on the Astra, puts up his best game so far.
Yep. We're probably going to see return to Harbor later on in this series. Perhaps not on Pearl, which will be our next map. See if it goes the distance. We need to go to Breeze. There's obviously a Valen Harbor battlefield. Okay, ping there on Valen, so not giving away too much info. But we are having a drift over towards the A side by Verti now.
Yeah, this is interesting from G2. They just timing out the smoke with all of their players, get short for free, a little bit of long pressure. Cowanzine is so close. They are about to pounce on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty ballsy of him to go drone at that close range against a Neon.
Yeah, good supportive stun comes in, though, from Verti to keep G2 at bay, so Cowanzine just doesn't get swarmed.
But here comes a mid-rounding prowess from Valen again. We have a noise cut.
Yeah, now if they go back, they're going to have to spend some util to re-clear. And Loud know that they just want to stack up. They want to push into this. This is super dangerous.
Get an Odin on the angle. No good. Another shooting gallery here for G2. And Loud have, sadly for them, let this map go by the wayside. Cosmic Divide in play to allow for a safe plant. And now Darker and Luke Show, the two players kind of fated to lead this team, have to go 2v5 for the map. That's a good start. Baby Babe was low though in fairness, and Dark is already off the table. It's on Luke Show. Nothing left to do but to do it.
Shame.
Handles Trent elegantly. That's 2 out of 5, buddy, for those keeping track at home. Back in we go, through the smoke, try and play into the side, but G2 stamp their authority, especially on this second half. Baby Bay leading the charge, but Valen showing us a little bit more of the captain's game we've been waiting for. Moments away in this series from jumping into map number 2 between G2 and Loud. A game with implications for both teams, but certainly more in this G2 side. The pressure is getting close to its limit for these guys. They need to turn up results. They need to do it now, and so far, not too shabby. They get out of Haven alive against a team who honestly put up 10 rounds there against MIBR, and now we're heading over to Pearl. A map that somehow we didn't see from G2 at Masters Santiago at all.
Yeah,
in fact,
it's
only
been a
once
minute.
in kickoff.
It has been a minute. Loud, well, they played this map against Envy. They did win 13-11. It did also require Darker to put up 28 kills. Luke showed like 23, something like that. So they were insane. Now, I do want to talk about G2's comp because I'm looking over there and I'm seeing the Harbor. I expected to see the Jaw, Leaf, Duelist, Neon Phoenix like we just saw, but no. They are committed to this Harbor no matter what. Even though at the moment Phoenix is absolutely dominant in non-mirror matchups, they're going up against a team that isn't running Phoenix because I don't think they even really have 2 duelist players.
Yep.
And they just put another one on the tally for Phoenix just being insane in this meta winning on Haven. But they're not going into it here. This is going to be Loud's pick, of course, and I think, hey, maybe an opportunity to bounce back just by virtue of the comps and G2 trying this match testing the Harbor on this map for the first time.
How do you feel about
been
it?
middling for them,
How do you feel about the Harbor on this map specifically?
Crazy. I mean, this is a map that in the past teams have tried Harbor on for sure.
Yep.
You know, you can cut off all of the little entrance ways over on either site, which is nice. Like the walls are pretty effective, you know. The Reckoning as well covers basically the entirety of both sites. Like that, there's definitely some viability here. Except Valen gets caught with 2 people just walking through it and timing him out. Loud have won both pistols in this game so far, by the way, but didn't matter all that much on Haven.
Yeah, losing one of your controllers so early in the round, though, that hurts. Leaf is still at large, and on the other side of the site, Tide about having an encounter. Eventually, there's a swing there in order to deal with Barty, but not before he gets his.
Honestly, a big 1-for-1. And gets the info on the location of at least one other player on G2, if not both of them. And Loud are going for a crazy site pinch right now, 2 coming from where the defenders spawn at.
You've got to call a cancel on this if you're G2, right? Yeah, not into the side. They need to play off of it here. Loud are going to be the ones that pinch her on in. Baby Bay brought down. Oh, Brian and Joanne calling no cancels, bro. They're going to stop this fight from getting flooded. Calvin tucked in that corner.
Feels like a bit of an audible, and I like it from Loud. Into the 4-on-2. Recon to play with still for super late for main, but who cares about a Recon when you have a Chamber that's just going to shoot them. Yeah. Luke Show, by the way, on map 1 really was trying his best to win the game. He did put up 20 kills. He's going to need some help, though.
Yeah.
You know? He doesn't want to be the LeBron James no help image. Someone get in the mix. Help this man. He's so good.
I mean, this round really rises and falls on the fact that Loud get through mid-connector, and they get to wrap through from Secret. G2, like, they looked uncomfortable. Do we play on the site against this pincer they knew was coming in, and they ended up being 1 foot, honestly, in that world, and 1 foot over towards Art side.
3 pistols in a row. Not bad for Loud. Going to buy up 2 rifles into this. See if they can get a really big bonus buy going if and when they close out this round. Emphasis on A main control. With that knife from Bots, he just confirms that no one is pushing up. I definitely have my eyes on him here. The knife can get a ton of value, especially against this Neon comp that's going to be running up A main.
Shot the dash down.
When the side swap, running through A main to hit the sides. And if you just turn off the speed, that can be enough to shut down a push. Or to, you know, get easy space like they just did on A main.
If we get to Breeze in our map 3, that's also going to be quite relevant. That's another KO map for Loud. But now the Darker pins it down. Tries to handle himself best he can. It's going to be a ghost upgrade though for Valen.
Yeah, not a huge deal. 1-for-1. Get some info. Luke Show going to push up and watch. It's really close, but
dialed in.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
Feeling
it a little too much. Yeah.
All right, well, that's the Outlaw traded over.
Yeah, or a Marshall.
Marshall,
rather.
pardon.
So, yeah, it doesn't matter all that much because they still have the rifles and the Bulldog. So they're kind of chilling as long as they don't lose more stuff.
Okay, well, Viking does get chopped down.
No? Okay, well, they still got the 2 rifles. A little bit more damage than they would have liked.
Like expectations got changed about 7 times in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, they really did. And it was actually on account of losing the Marshall.
Yep.
So sad.
So push up here from Luke Show.
Nice drop.
Buddy got hit through the corner of the wall.
One enemy remaining.
Would love to see Verdi get activated in a game like this. I feel like he had such an explosive debut last year in Stage 2 with Loud, but hasn't followed up on it this year. Some of it was because he was not comfortable on Yoru and it was hard forcing it in kickoff, but now I want to see him really get into the mix.
Verdi got ahead of the Nova Pulse there.
Yeah, this A main control is so free, so G2 want to put emphasis elsewhere, and that's a nice spray down from Valen. Shaw peeking out of our timings are perfect. Yeah, I like that. Hey, they're taking A main. All right, let's fight mid together. Find picks there.
G2 really do not want to be pincered on the A side of the map. Last round they had 3 players. It's on a pistol, in fairness, on a save round, but they had 3 players up at mid door. This time, it's Valen playing off the smoke. Full control here for G2 now. So Kawanseen will need to saunter on away. Still money, obviously, fine for Loud here. They'll be able to buy up reasonably well. But that proactivity here from G2. Now, they did this same look on Haven, but they had a double duelist comp that felt like it had to actually go for that early action. Here, it's about G2 trying to assert themselves to denying that push through mid. Kawanseen might get some extra value.
Wow.
G2 are not in a stable position economically.
This is great damage. This is fantastic damage.
Yeah, I'm not happy if I'm only carting 2 rifles out of the round.
Yeah, with everyone just on $100 left in the bank. So, hey, not a bad result from Kawanseen. He will take that. And he gets his ult because of it too. So, first ult activated for any player in the game. Active, rather.
Promising signs. Baby Bay walked past us as he was, going for a break in between maps, and he informed me that he didn't know what day it was. So, that's good. That means he's just focused on the game.
He's just so locked in playing video games in his room.
Yeah.
Time is but a concept.
I do think Hot Dog is being pushed. They're trying to make it happen.
He's trying to get that catchphrase over with
They're trying to make it happen harder than Fetch.
Jaw does get hit by that knife, so Loud know that there's a push-up in A main, though they were not trying to fight for the space as aggro as they were in the past. They are content just letting this op work the map over towards this B side. Well, that shock would go for a standard spot that you would throw a molly down, but that has already been pre-circumvented by Baby Bay. That's what happens when you don't go outside, you don't know what day it is. You're so dialed in that you're already dodging the shock darts with your mollies.
All you think about is hot dogs and lineups. Yeah. Slow walk down here by Loud towards this B side of the map, but the one thing that stands out is there is no map control for the attack side. None.
Do they think the Thorns have been broken? Because if they do, when they run into this, they're going to be stalled out.
It is going to be a
tough.
clown
They're going to get they're going to get thorned. They're going to get storm surged by Valen. This could be tough. Unless Baby Bay doesn't pop them in time.
The knife. There's a catch on. Okay.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're. Don't go.
No, man, please! He's in there. He's out of there very quickly. Kawanseen finds very little there with that very speculative Hunter's Fury. Now Baby Bay's looking to fight for it. Trent tucked in the corner. G2, no reason to push the issue. Barty got tucked there. It was a matter of time until Trent dug him out, and it's not the optimal range for the judge, but hey, we'll take it. Joe eventually brought down, and up before, getting his pound of flesh, getting G2 out of the round with 2 on the board.
Yeah, map control? None. Thorns broken? None. It's tough to win a round when those are the circumstances.
Minimal.
Yep. Nice little flyover. Someone's going to screenshot that and be like, the state of Valorant is cooked. Even though it's fine.
I mean, there's something to be said for like getting a bit exploratory, maybe drawing out some util, working the map, going mid. No, not the plan here for Loud. Yeah, I mean, again, it's like, okay. We push into that site with limited info. They've got Vice and Harbor comp, and that's exactly what G2 want with their comp.
Yeah, Loud, it was really awkward on the re-exec attempt too, because like 40 goes through so early. This time they just want to go all speed, and luckily no Thorns here, so they do get by.
Verdi untouched there. The armor situation looked a little haggard though for Loud. Yeah, Barty and Dark are struggling. Still able to find some value off that shoulder though, and Jaw is going to pick back now inside the tower. This isn't going to affect Loud that much, to be honest, because it's not a huge downgrade, but there's Baby Bay for 3. And the cleanup crew has arrived. Gold star for janitorial duties, gents.
I'm not mad at it. Baby Bay is just farming so crazy that he realizes it doesn't even matter. I'm just going to use my ult now because if they have more shotguns, that's like the only win con that they have. So just get rid of the Buckies. Get the cringe out of the game.
Get it out.
Rightfully.
We say
Pistols.
one round after the entire ground was carpeted and util. And cringe is subjective, folks. Don't forget that. Right, heading into round 6 here. G2, again, another lost pistol. Struggling with those, but again, when push comes to shove, they have turned up. Overdrive ready for jaw, and a op in the hands of the Neon as well.
So we're probably about to get the standard little A main 0 point coming out from Bati, and A main that G2 are not going to be contesting too heavily, as Jaw's just playing over towards mid. It looks like G2 want to go for a fast little mid fight if the A main pressure is there, but Luxio is so ready for that. It feels like an adaptation from the prior round where the exact same thing happened. Heavy pressure A main, G2 try to go for something in mid instead. Gets that kill, TPs away. That's a really nice counterplay. And now Loud can go into this full A exec. They have all of the space for free. How did G2 respond? No ultimates right now for the retake, unless Leaf finds a kill and can maybe wall off main, but with all of the space just given to Loud, they can site flip as well.
Yeah, they're going to play into a post-plant pincer from the attack side.
This is really good positioning from Loud. Super tough for G2 to crack this.
I just like the accelerate into the A site when they realize that G2 have taken Plaza area. I'd love to see how they expect to get in here through all of this util.
Feels like they have every advantage in the world and should be absolutely closing
They're
this
going to go Team Envy, just like full re-clear with their entire squad. And goes about the same way.
Loud are going to lose that. Sorry, great play from them. Great setup.
Yeah, that round really balanced on the edge of the macro decision making there for G2. Normally a strength of theirs, but they put themselves in a little weird spot.
I think that's still... It worked for them before, so they just go back to the well on an idea that I think is super viable. It's going to be so hard for them to win A fights against the comp that Loud have, just like the knife counter, basically. But Luxio is reading into that as per them losing to the mid push from Jaw on that prior round and some of the players in Street. So that was just good stuff, top to bottom. Great Loud round, and that's going to force a timeout from G2. Josh doesn't want things to get out of hand at this point in the game.
Okay, I mean, some discussion about how they want to work these early rounds makes sense. I do think that after what we saw in the pistol, G2 probably want to maintain presence over towards mid doors and still deny that sort of organic pincer onto the A site, which they allowed to happen, because they don't want to be stranded in art and have to fight through smokes, layers and layers of it to try and retake.
It's a cool little setup from G2 as well, where they just can throw all of Baby Bay's stall util over on the B side of the map, and then because they have multiplayer Street and Jaws and Art, they can just get over there so quickly, like they could even potentially play for a flood, or at the very least be there in time to try to spam, find a first kill, and then get in off the back of that.
The dynamic's interesting because now without Yoru, there's less interest for the defense side to fight that aggressively for A main, right? You don't have a get-out-of-jail-free card necessarily with that gate crash.
Well, you still can, especially if they were running the comp with the Phoenix. It's really the fact that Loud have this knife that is so obnoxious, because if you're running up there but you get stalled out by as a Neon, you don't have your relay bull, you can't run, you're in such a tough spot.
Already actually got hit by that pulse. Oh, wow, quick draw, McGraw.
So good.
Well, that will be the end of Trent. And G2, yeah, look at them now skating back towards their spawn side of the map. They don't want to give up his A main too easily. But they're trying to negotiate from a position of power right now. That's going to be helped there with Jaw. Finding a shot through, layers and layers and layers. Smoke and a second onto Verdi. He was on the site, in fairness. Really playing some nice contact with the ARC. What? Fallon down to a molly of all things.
Yeah, that was a great kill from Darker in ARC. Potentially a round-winning kill as Leaf is caught up top. That's a bold position to be in, my friend. You're going to have to look in many different directions, and you were out in the open.
And it looked like Luxio's crosshair separate. His reaction time was too quick.
No attempt to save that op from Jaw, 1v3. He just slowly walks into the angle and
like
loses
30 HP, no less.
Loud really brute forced that exec. I thought they were cooked in this round, even though Luxio got a crazy first kill. This is just my Luxio stand cast, honestly. That's all I'm going to do for the next 30 minutes, which I've been also doing for the prior 45 minutes.
And we did that for him back in Challenge too.
Yeah.
We did that all through his engine.
We did that for, it's been 2 years of that, actually.
Yeah. Still doing it.
Great round win, though, from Loud. A great recovery. especially from Darker, who's right now at 8-4. He's alive. He's in the game.
Oh, okay, we're actually going to fight aggressively here for main now. Force the rendezvous. Man, we really overcooked on that one. Jaw pushed in.
Big damage, but they have
again, a 30 HP chamber, it can still one-shot you, so...
And with the AWP. The law. Bogdan's law.
Exactly.
Okay,
Okay.
Wow, he just slips away.
Get a waterlogged weapon for his trouble. And out we go. Better recovered here now as Trent falls back to the A side.
Still a minute on the clock to play with. Kawazi just gets that Hunter's Fury up.
Should be a straightforward play here through this util. Loud hoping that they've exhausted most of it, but, well, Leaf has stars to burn.
Baby Bay up close with the Vandal. He has won G2 a lot of rounds like this. Hero rifle, low buy, gets a multi-kill.
Unaffected by that flash, and there it is. Null command active, but the KO brought down, and no one's going to expect Baby Bay to push the smoke like that. Sometimes a pinch of audacity can really transform the recipe. And Darky here has to come back in from watching the flank and salvage this round.
25 seconds to play with. Can get this spike. Leaf isn't there just yet to help Trent, but by the time
Trent's
he has
got
to flash, surely not right, yeah.
Darker pinged out.
Pinged up.
Now forced to play inside main and hope he doesn't get double swung, which, spoilers, he's probably going to get double swung. Leaf is only sitting on a Bucky in fairness, but it's going to be tough to exploit at this range. Here it is. And there goes Darker.
I was just saying it, but so far in this stage, there have been a number of rounds where G2 have Baby Bay with a rifle, low buy for everyone else, and he gets a multi-kill. This has happened multiple times. He was doing that against Lev in their last match. He does it again here. By the way, that's just the best spot on Pearl to play as an anchor. The close in the corner by the smoke, I've never seen it cleared once in my life. No one has ever cleared that match. In every Pearl game I've ever seen in the history of Valorant, that spot has never been cleared. It is actually unbeatable. What a play from Dre to get them right back into the game.
Smokes here towards A main. Blooming and being removed. It's Kawanzine. Wants to try and scout things out. We'll find nothing. The Thorns have been active, and there's Baby Bay again. Gets his and able to fall back. Beautiful stuff.
Shocky coming in backside. Bit of danger, but slips away over to dugout. G2 might be able to flow back in here. They've got 4 players. Now it's going to be tough. They're a bit stalled out, and the Neon is miles away, so you don't have that aggro disruption with the wall coming through, nothing like that to play with.
Cosmic Divide, though. This is now something G2 can scale back into the site with. Luke Shaw going to play just on the other side of it, maybe look for a swing. Valor looking to set this up. Okay.
Oh, little baby smoke.
Little mini globe set up. Yep. Oh, there's Jaw, though. This backstab potential could be nasty. Loud are in trouble. Caught between a rock and a hard place. If he swings through the wall here, surely a Jaw is going to preempt it. Gets through.
Did Lucio go for the knife through the wall?
I think so.
He did.
I think so. 3K flawless rounds here for G2. Jaw gets involved.
That is a ridiculous little attempt. Respect, though. Great retake from G2. Again, solid anchoring from Baby Bay. And something we've seen a lot from G2 this year, with Jaw specifically, is when he's playing on one side of the map on this Neon, he will send it down to get flanks on the retake. Like, that's a pretty common protocol that G2 have had in 2026, and there it works again. Just gets all the way around the wall, which probably obscured some of the noise for that too.
Yeah. Okay, Verdi. Uncomfortable. Always an overpulse there, though. That's been heavily conditioned. There was a 0 point there to suppress Leaf, but he was happy to hold his ground.
Yeah, this is nice from G2. They're able to hold A side that time. Loud didn't like hard fully commit. They didn't have everyone there for it. It was really just Verdi. They're forced away. Loud still, by the way, with these plants and what's been going on, like, they've got enough money to keep buying up, so G2 are not getting any free rounds.
Fallon. Oh, this is nicely held. Behind him, though, bear in mind, it's Trent. So they got that beautifully double-faced, and there's a smoke even to make this harder. Loud are being slowed down. Forced to play through Molasses, and Leaf has not left this position since the start of the round. He has got this main position on lock, and Verdi's going to run straight into it. Surely the man can double down. And once again, Loud, after a good start in a map, are starting to fizzle here on this attack side.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward retake towards A main. Those players on Loud just didn't have any utility to deal with someone playing behind box. I mean, the only real utility they have is what we saw, a Neon jumping around and trying to draw a crosshair away,
30
hope someone's
seconds
there,
left.
they miss, and then the other player can get the kill, but yeah, doesn't end up happening. Pretty easy for Leaf to lock that down.
The money here for G2 is going to be a problem for the remainder of this half.
Yeah, they're just buying a max for the rest of this.
Field. Yeah. Also, we have Reckoning, Overdrive, Steel Garden on deck.
10 seconds left.
That low buy round win is going to
massive.
be so decisive for how the rest of this half plays out. Yeah, it really is. Loud are going to be kicking themselves if they lost that round. And it was a heroic round from Baby Bay, getting that two-piece.
Tucked in the corner.
Only 2 rifles that they had.
And then obviously following, we had the, the Cosmic Divide retake scenario there for G2. This is such a great opener. Leaf really rewarded for his patience here.
Yep.
This has not been re-cleared properly.
If you go back and tell someone in 2024 that Baby Bay was going to be the best player for G2 in 2026, like, huh?
Yeah, people forgetting how incredulous we all were. I think when he got brought up to this team, and like it was a narrative that ran for weeks and weeks, like, oh, maybe he does well, maybe he doesn't flop entirely, and all of a sudden, it became the norm to see Baby Bay put up these performances that really anchored his team. And I don't mean weighed them down, I mean really led them forward. And honestly, there have been seasons where G2 have needed to rely on him, like literally rely on him. We are in one of them right now, where like, Valen has had a couple tough games. Jaw is not able to maybe look just like the world beater he sort of once was. Yeah. Leaf is put on roles where the skill expression is tougher.
And look, when you hype up Baby Bay, and I just said he's the best player for G2 in 2026, actually he was putting up bad numbers at Santiago, and he had some struggle games there for sure at his international debut. But when it comes to Americas this year, back in kickoff when they were making their comp switches towards double duelists and Baby Bay picks up the Waylay, he's frying on that agent. He was incredible in kickoff. And now to start stage 1 3 weeks in a row, he's been the most consistent player. Destroys Loud on Haven here.
Yeah, from the dive duelist back to Chamber Vice Duty again. So it was only a pretty short-lived Schmeeg arc. But there's also a G2 who are changing, like day to day, their entire approach to some of these maps. Just like PRX and Santiago, both of them were really willing to be flexible.
All right, Luke Show's got this hero rifle, and he's gone about as far as he can go as he meets this wall at the bottom of Art, but waits for the rest of the team. They're all going to go over it at the same time.
So this is Baby Bay being the pivot now.
The man himself.
Heavy util on the side.
Back secret, but yeah, it's delay time.
Yeah.
Even look at the flash he has all the way back in secret for like the over push. He's ready to fight them. I mean, this is a straight up stop. Okay, but Luke Show says I'm just going to run past that and get the kill.
But yeah, Baby Bay just doesn't expect that level of extension into the back of the site because Steel Guard retake is huge there for G2.
Yeah, Luke Show just ran through took Thorn's damage to get through that.
Yeah, I respect that.
Body timing. This could be huge.
I think it's going to leave it because small. Push it anyway. Here's the okay, calls on a reckoning. Oh, with the timing there from Valen. Stunning stuff. Jaw going to break his way back into the site, and Leaf finally chooses his spot to emerge. Kawanzine.
I don't think he's going to win this.
I don't think so either. Yeah, the deck certainly stacked against him. There is Valen. Looks like we draw King off the top. Beautifully done. Last round of the half coming up here, and G2 have more than given an account of themselves here.
It was a great kill to find from Luke Show, but he still had 4 teammates with just pistols. Verdi had his ult. I like the idea of trying to get that timing to slide out with the ult, another swing, fight them in secret in like a transitional moment for G2 while they're setting up for this retake, but they are about 1 second too late. And they've been reckoned.
What are you supposed to do about that? That is just
nothing.
brutal.
Good retake, boys.
Unfortunately, nothing.
And that's a retake, by the way, without the Steel Garden prospect, right? Baby Bay got picked off early by the push up by Luke Show, and it was looking kind of grim for G2. But they banked these ultimates over these rounds, and they just go for another retake ult.
G2 fully dodged out that knife. Are they going for the yep? Oh, that's so nice. What a variation. Oh, okay, but it doesn't matter. Darker goes crazy to at least put it back into even numbers 3-on-3. But G2 mix it up there. They just put the recall star, dodge out the knife, walk forward, triple face. It was a cool idea.
Although, Luke Show has gotten into this site without really giving up the game at all. He's got the potential here to get very deep and maybe even backstab here onto Baby Bay. He's not going to be ready for it. That's huge. What a timing. And that's going to crack this site open.
With the impact kills. Great trade from Kawanzine.
We're about due for a Trent clutch, in fairness.
Yeah, it's been...
Taps watch?
Maybe like, I don't know, 50 minutes of gameplay, 55 minutes.
11-4 for Trent in the game, 2 in the round. He's got all of his util. He's flush with it. The problem is that playing against Tower and B-Long respectively, it's going to be a challenge. We've seen this guy pull up some pretty disgusting stuff in the past. First of all, scouting halls. Got to be mindful of Tao here, trying to stay clear of it. Info, yeah. I mean, going for that in a 1v2, it's fairness, but hey, last round of the half.
That's going to be a tough one to win. And Loud, they kind of set up the uncrackable setup in the 2v1. So G2 love a little recall multiplayer swing play. They're bread and butter.
Yeah, just again, that Luke Shaw getting early into the site here is just, it's so big. Baby Bay, obviously, it's a reasonable misconception to make. Gets off the site, checks over towards mid, and it's no good. 7-5, the score is at half here on Pearl. A sluggish end to the start for Loud, but some signs of life in that final round. We'll see if they can bring it back after this.
XL2566X Plus, which uses the newly developed Fast TN panel and upgraded Diac2 technology, provide clearer and sharper images, helping you focus and avoid the distraction of unwanted after images caused by rapid motion. Zowie.
Some pretty elegant mid-rounding from Valon in map 1 that got G2 out of Haven with a win. And they've got an opportunity to showcase that now here on Pearl with the Harbour comp, right? Which has definitely, you know, furrowed some brows. I don't think everybody's necessarily sold on it, but for G2, it's a stylistic decision. They need to find their dub here. And as we get the second half underway, hit up expressvpn.com/VCT for in-game rewards with advanced and pro plans right now.
Heading into this pistol, I just want to acknowledge that across both maps so far, 6 of the round wins from Loud, that's basically half of their round wins total or so, come from winning a pistol and then winning the round after that. So they have found a lot of success there. Can they go 4 for 4? Or will G2 finally win a pistol round?
I mean, if G2 get out of this series losing 4 out of 4 pistols, I don't know what to tell you.
And win 2-0? Yeah, that is a little disgusting, honestly.
It's important. Great way to start on this attack side. Jaw pinged out here with that early foray into A main, as it was a real con bolt thrown out.
So Luke Show gets to just post up in A main for free and has the teleport getaway back to site, and then Loud are immediately able to just activate this protocol where they then double up, play towards Art with 2 players.
So much map control, what the?
Yeah, this is a nice, simple little effective way to work the map early.
Okay, we're just, walking unassisted into double-faced sightlines. I like the idea there from Leave. Set up, high-low set up, and buddy. This is getting dangerous now for Loud.
The problem is, though, when you're both playing all the way tucked into the corner and have basically no getaway mechanics. I mean, you try to run as a Neon, but you get multi-swung. Yeah, it's a little tough. So G2, they find the answer.
The answer, though, to this from Loud, or the response at least, is to try and take more of that map control. Play up on these extremities. Flash! Oh, my goodness!
God.
But he sets it up beautifully. They're low, though, very low. Oh, the knives! Lee finds 3, a knife to finish it off, and now he's up against Luke Show, who's looking more like a raid boss. Still at full health with a shorty to hand, and Leaf's about to dive into the smoke against him. I tell you what, salvaged a sinking ship, did Luke Show?
Yeah, Luke Show with the shorty plus the other bullets by. Love that. Love that for him.
Great flash setup there for Barty, though. That, yeah.
4 for 4?
Oh, yeah, that's
You can't go 4 for 4 and not take a map. You can't do it. No, that was a great play from Barty, though. They're kind of silent in this game so far, but kind of how I teed up the first half, I'll do it again. I do think this KO will be really important because finding the timings where you can throw that knife when the execute is coming in to just get rid of all of those neon abilities, real nice.
Null command as well, by extension. See if we can stop these fast hits. Good George dancing that smoke there, trying to see what's what as G2's position there as they're tucked in that plaza area is revealed by the Al drone.
Well, a couple players spotted out by that knife in a main. G2 will slowly retreat. And this Loud team can put a lot of emphasis over on this A side of the map, given they have trip over towards the connector door in street, and then all the way pushed up is Luke Show on B, so they know nothing's really going on over there.
They're Loud wanting to try and stack as much as they can.
And now they know. Luke Show, he hears them.
I like it. Shoulder peek. Beautifully done. It's going to force Luke Show off the line. There is hope here for G2. Multi-swing the line. Yes, go 1 for 1 now, though. Barty's going to be an issue from upper. Bit of an extension there from Valen trying to swing. Karanzine able to handle him well, and up with the stinger, though. It's down to Jaw and Leaf. Sure, they've got some space to work in. Do they look to make use of Short? Jaw barely gets away. Stuck in the mud, slowed down by those stinger bullets.
Neon moment.
Left.
Now where are you going? Back to B? Yes, okay, I'll respect it.
They're all going back. I mean,
the labored pump fake from G2.
Yeah, I don't know if Loud needed to
rotate off the site.
rotating off the site, but I mean, it's a 4-2 retake and they're better weapons. They'd never lose a situation like this. All right.
Joel really was maybe hoping for a weapon upgrade there. Maybe he thought that Loud went around the world. Either way, he tries to take that fight solo. And it doesn't pay off. So conversion here for Loud off the pistol, which naturally means that we've got an even game now.
And only Luke Show going down, they carry over the better weaponry into this next round. Now, I don't think Loud have won a bonus yet, have they? Me, when I try to remember something that happened 30 minutes ago.
Last map, second half, they did not win the bonus.
Right.
No.
And I don't think they,
I don't know about the first half. I'm not sure, but you're on the right track, I feel.
I'm just going to assume they haven't. I don't think they have. Okay. Can they do it here? My narrative that might just straight up be fake and wrong.
It's like, yeah, G2 are cheats with the pistols unless it's an important thrifty round that wins in the map ultimately. You know?
This is kind of a KO classic, but they actually didn't throw the knife. A lot of times you'll get the early B knife, but sometimes you vary it up. You delay it.
Trent. Oh, uncomfortable. He's got time to pick up the line though.
Ooh, that deep flash comes through.
Maybe they picked off. That's a push up out of art by Luke Show.
Yeah, just took the peek towards Market, and Baby Bay gets hooked. Trent, well, hey, he'll be happy he didn't die, but he's at 20 HP off that B little trap play.
Yeah, this side is open. G2, though, unaware. And Jaw's definitely uncomfortable after being hit with that 0 point. You talked about how important it's going to be to slow G2 down, and it catches onto the Neon. Bro, where are we going? We've given up the map control.
Yeah, they've been able to get those orbs over towards A. Are they going to leave the Leaf insert on A main? Yes. So that definitely seems like they're going to ultimately go for an art crunch onto this A side. But Loud, they've got 3 players here ready to go. They can throw a lot of stall util. Look at Bati. He still has that molly. Could just slow them all down. Could maybe even kill Trent with it.
30 seconds
30 seconds. That's my line.
Also, when they run in the site, Kawanzin can throw a recon up behind them. Could be an easy spam kill coming through.
They're looking for a fight. Barty pinged down here, but able to get to safety to some degree. That is spammable, though. There's Luke Shaw emerges with a headhunter. And its price will be paid. Dr. Lee, very much estranged for the rest of his team, but still knocking heads together. Needs that spike in time. He is ticking. It's going to be pinged down and still takes the fight. It's Barty getting absolutely ruined. Eventually, you need to reload. There's no time left. Nice little moment there from Leaf, but not enough to get G2 the round and finally Loud convert on a bonus.
Yeah, bonus round 1. That is massive. Recovered a couple rifles. G2 economically crushed. Loud really predicted that art crunch was going to come through. By the way, Luke Show, another first kill. He put up 4 in the first half. That was the catalyst of most of Loud's round wins, or at least a couple of them after the pistol. He just remains on point. When has he ever played a bad game? Like I said, this is just going to be 2 hours of talking about how good Luke Show is.
Okay.
But does he deserve it? Probably.
You want to make the guy look like a garden gnome, bro? That's on you.
Oh my god. All right, well, yeah, he's got to run. That was some good utility clears on the way from Pillar. Yeah, the recon is hitting everybody.
Jaw is asking the question, though, isn't he? Will the answer satisfy him? That's the question. The answer is no. How about Outlaw to the breadbasket?
Yeah, G2, they run the double wall, and the hover wall kind of helped the defenders get out, honestly.
That's crazy. Still, G2 have the site now, despite being at a player disadvantage. Kaunzin also has the Odin in this round. Thorns onto Aspas, so that's going to be Luke Show being forced to wait a bit longer, and it's re-smoked as well.
So Kaunzin can get this recon in, and then you're going to have the Neon dashing in with the wall.
Into the cove, Luke Show going for a relay bot, might be catching onto him though. Baby Bay has to play here with nothing but a Sheriff from the backside, and Barty barrels into the site. Here's Baby Bay, and there go Darker and Verdi. Now the player advantage for G2, weapons aren't there. I tell you what, they are exuding confidence now. Time is short, Barty trying to tap that defense, but brought down, and there it is. It's the classic G2 Thrifty. Had to find it here, and that's certainly going to get them back on the road.
Again, just feels like every important round, every important moment, who is there for G2? It is Baby B.
Yep.
There he is again. Crazy. Little double shot with the Sheriff. Verdi can't get that trade. And Bonti was on the spike, so he wasn't actually with the timing to be able to get off of it and get the trade after his 2 teammates died.
Let's go, hot dog! What the fuck?
All right, great job, production. We cut that off.
Nailed it.
Nailed it on that cutaway.
Throwing all your walls down, getting that side control, forcing them to retake into Sheriffs. That gives G2 a much-needed round.
Yep, suddenly just right back into the game. This is crazy from Luke Show. I mean, that is
he is always
too far.
He is trying to do the most.
Crazy.
He is trying to do the most this game.
And it's been working more than not, but unfortunately now Loud are having to play a full retake in the 4 and 5. Wow, what a timing from Bonti. That's lovely.
Yeah, back to safety now as well. Jaw hasn't really had a chance to put this judge to work. He'll have an opportunity, sure. Okay, recon thrown out. Kaunzin just trying to get up on that angle here with the Odin. It's going to be a bit awkward for Loud to retake now. Look at this presence at long for G2. They've got everything set up right where they need it. And there Jaw finally emerges. There's going to be pressure coming this way as well. Verdi slides on in. The trade's not there because Jaw's gone the other way. Now playing in the smoke. This is flow state gaming from Jaw, and he gets caught by Kaunzin out in the open. But the contingency is in place. G2, with a double face at B long, will shut it down.
Yeah, they just get the freest sight there, and they have so much great post-plant utility to throw down. I mean, anything they have in their comp that you think of would be good for stall when they're playing defense, it's going to be good on attack, too. They can just throw it down in the post-plant. And getting that setup where they have one rifler and Baby Bay back sight and Jaw playing close, and the Baby Bay can just trade off of him easily, like that, it's over. It's just over.
G2 really taking up that space in these post-plants here when they've got, you know, a judge able to play inside halls. Something they weren't able to do as much with these harbor comps on other maps.
Yeah, they had players forward, they had contingencies playing back. And Luke Show trying to get another first blood on this map.
Always looking for a funky off angle. Last round, to be fair, he walked the corner and got taken out with his tour de force out.
Yeah, Jaw, he did get caught by that knife. Luke Show has no reason to give up this space towards A. Space on B is taken from Loud. They are ruling over both extremities at the moment.
Spike drop.
Down under a minute now. And Loud making the right assumptions here in rotating towards the A side. Harness, oh man, geez, there is just some very impactful ultimates here for G2.
Yep, Kaunzin is ready to go on A.
This off angle, will it pay off? He can get off it with the rendezvous. Oh, we're walking it. Luke Show gets a freebie.
Do G2 attempt to accelerate right now? 35 seconds left. Kaunzin getting the drone up, gets a nice little tag and immediate Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, Baby Bay gets spotted out there. Easily brought down. No one else revealed, but that should be enough here for Loud. This is going to make the end game of Pearl pretty interesting. A Loud round here. It's going to throw things for a loop. Leaf, yeah, too many players to swing into there, and Ballon and Trent starting to realize that the odds do not favor them. Tuck here, look for exits. They got enough to buy in the next round, at least most of them do. What Joe thinks about it.
Just going to be time to save. Loud are going to go ahead and throw one player away, trying to get these guns away, but Wouldn't recommend anymore because Loud's weapons right now, with the state of the economy, way more valuable than G2's.
Yeah, discipline. Barty could have tried to play off that relay, but had no one backing him up. Luxra here posting a modest 19 and 14 scoreline so far, and it's really been Leaf, who we scrutinized with the Phoenix play in the previous map, has stepped up on this Astra.
Well, some aspects of it. He still he still put up 17 for 14.
We were
he
looking,
still did his job.
respectfully.
There were just some aspects of it that, like playing to get a lot of the alt orbs and stuff, that were not super consistent.
But that's a macro consideration, right? That's not really his issue.
This has been his best smokes game so far, though, in this stage. Switching this roll up. G2 put a lot of emphasis on getting this B control early, but they do get knifed up.
Good knife, yeah. Slows it right down. Jaw wanted info. That's how he's going to get it, apparently. Oh, Lucho.
Yeah, he took that swing up top and got punished for it.
Oh, he's going to do the funniest thing ever. Straight into the smoke. Extracting a trade somehow. Awkward relay time for Babybane. Your Darker can't catch onto him. No. Oh, that's not good at all for Loud.
Yeah, that should be wraps. That was a must-get kill for Darker.
Oh, man. Okay, well, are we calling a cancel here, or are we trying to make time for Leaf to wrap around? Okay.
They're just going to give him a second.
But it's been enough time that Birdie suspicious.
Yeah, now he's a little bit concerned. But yeah, you would hope that the rest of G2 now, they're just going to make a ton of noise, so there's going to be a moment again for Leaf to go forward.
Oh, it's like he's against the Guardian, and he still can't win it out. Too many angles to watch. Birdie benefits from timing there. Slide up onto the side, but he's down to 45.
Look at that, just keeping Valen alive, really heads up play.
Valen might get double swung here, though. No, too slow from Cowanzine. And now Trainer Valen can play off this comfortably, you would imagine, and buy as much time as they can. There it is.
Almost a lineup, but a great round from Valen there.
In fairness, still, the economy's in an okay spot here for this Loud outfit. The early stages of this round, right, it's a bit chaotic. Yeah, it's just that early spot on Luxo.
Yeah, he goes for the opening fight. And I want him to. Hey, sometimes you're going to lose, but if you're Loud, you want Luxo just playing with confidence, taking as many early fights as he can because he's won a lot more than he's lost. It's really just unfortunate, more so than that Darker doesn't get the kill when he goes for the swing through the smoke.
I'm not sure what has got Josh looking so mystified there. It might have been the Babybane moment where he thought he might be punished by reloading, and then he
probably
isn't punished.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would probably be the one.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, I would say. Okay.
Also, even though G2 are in that 4-on-2, they just relax.
Yeah.
They let Leaf work the rest of the map, and then they all go forward. They play together.
Yeah, I mean, just Leaf's presence there means that Vody can't really assert himself on that side at all. He's going to play off of it. He's always looking over his shoulder. Cowanzine is also playing in mid-connector at the time. He's also looking over his shoulder. Just that lack of knowledge for Loud on that part of the map is what kind of causes him to start to unravel.
Now, the success from Loud has come from being able to control the extremities, like that round where they really kind of funneled G2 into mid because Luxo was up in A main. He gets that kill and teleports away. At the same time, they had multiple players pushed up B main, really playing for the extremity control, put them in position to win that round. When G2 have just been barreling into these B hits, though, Loud have had no answers for it so far.
Here's round number 20, coming out of a Loud timeout. See what the early action has for us. A bit of a mix-up here for G2.
Yeah. And, you look at the Loud comp, they just don't have that level of stall that G2 do, playing with the Vice. Or if, maybe they had a Fade instead of the Sova to have a Seize to be able to throw a choke, something like that. It's just not a ton of stall.
G2 played out of knife range off the rip here, so this could be a fast hit with very little advance warning. Through the smoke we go. Trent going to send the drone. And yep, High Tide going to give them a way in. So many walls in play now. Jordy's be careful that aren't positioned though. Here's Valen fighting tooth and nail on the site. Cowanzine doesn't want to try and test this right now. He's very much alone, but he might find a timing into Plaza. Leaf is still setting things up, but he's safe for now. And we're into the post plant. A long way away, Loud being forced to rotate in. They had so much emphasis at B. And there's Leaf. Perfect timing. Cowanzine is downed.
Luxo trying to get back in with the operator. That's going to be tough. Probably swapping over to the headhunter after taking a first shot, hoping that a tap could bait someone out. Turns off the Astra util. He can just stick right now.
They're going to do something about this. Luxo's watching the line.
So close.
I mean, Valen put 2 and 2 together. He realized they had to fully commit with numbers. And that was a sick round for Valorant in the end. 4 kills for the captain. And he's good for one of those rounds per game. That one was important though.
It looked like that could have been the first moment where Loud are able to stop one of these fast hits, but even still, Valen just comes through, third man, perfect two-man spray down. That was really nice.
Good catch on that knife. It could have been ugly for G2.
Yeah, I mean, he turns off the grab well, so he could just hard stick, but nope. G2 right back in there.
Here's the price you pay for not being able to win that round out of the timeout. It's got to be a save here for Loud. Starting to build in some decent ultimates. Relay Bolt, Verdi. Has the discipline. You cannot say the same for Luke's show, though. They were digging deep for that. Can at least find a way to trade it. That's not a weapon that can be recovered, though.
Yeah, awkward engagement there with some split ideas.
Oh, Joel! Into the B side, there's no one else here. There was a rifle recovered by Loud elsewhere, but again, G2 find the lightly held site and press on it.
This is going to be a moment, again, where you're wanting Jaw to probably get back hauls or play close, because Darker is likely going to use that Astro Wall to cut off B main. You want everyone from G2 just on site here.
This Reckoning is so
that's nice,
punishing.
actually, to supplement Jaw's position.
Yeah, you are going to struggle to swing this and get anything done, so it's going to be waited out. Jaw slides across, and he collects Verdi. Leaves Karazin alone in tower with nothing but the classic, and he will be dealt with eventually as well. G2 once more. Big strides forward to try and take this series 2-0.
And even if all of that didn't work out, you had Baby Bay coming late street for the rewrap. Yeah. These side execs have just been so good for G2.
So many walls, man.
Enemy remaining.
Between the Neon, Harbor,
and
Astra.
And it's the layers of util that you can throw down after. Like, they still have the Cove to throw down. They still have, you know, Baby Bay can throw down all of that
Astra
stall
util.
Like,
Yeah.
there's so much, man.
Yeah. This is a very intricate comp with a lot of moving parts, but you get a clean execute like that and can play post-plant with all your util. All because Jaw just tore the side apart on his own. You're very happy.
Wall just going to divide that A site. Loud attempting to play in front of the wall, but they can't on account of the grab well.
Karazin spotted out potentially Jaw here, pushing in! He sees feet! In this economy, you better believe he's going to go after him. Verdi and Dark are dealt with. And now 3 left for Loud. They're in awkward positions. Karazin very much out at sea. And the rest of his teammates trying to dash back in, but again, we're dealing with this post-plant util that could be so challenging. Code sprayed through. Valen can't quite get the plant down. Good intuition there for Karazin. You think he's going to go low, but the Odin's still going to be powerful from that position. He'll still look for a way in. Luke Show anchors the side, sees Trent walk across him. Now at 50 seconds left, it's fallen apart because Karazin has found 3 with the Odin. Leaf wants the timing here, but he's suppressed. 1 is not going to be enough here. A noise cut with 40 seconds in the round, and he hears that secret position is still being taken up. He avoids being pinged as well. I think the timing of Luke Show is going to do him in, and okay, Karazin found the spray.
Thought the game was done. I thought the game was absolutely done. Was ready to give my closing comments. I was thinking of the post-game monologue, but hey, we're still going on account of Karazin. With that Odin able to actually break down the Cove. Barely gets the timing to be able to deny the plant onto Valen. Jaw had such a great 2-piece entry as well. That should have been wraps.
He's starting to heat up, though. That's looking pretty dangerous if this game extends any further.
It's going to be a timeout call here from Josh RT. He wants this to be done. You know, it's been a fast day. The first game was quick. Time to get a nice early dinner in if they can close this out now. Have the night to relax.
I think that some of the calls coming into these rounds for G2 have been very good. They've won some pivotal gun rounds. Actually, of just making the correct call on the initial site hit and usually sending Jaw there. He opens it up. It's the weak side of the map. So Jaw only needs to find 1 kill in some cases. They get the B site locked down. They just throw all the util and we're good to go. We've also seen like the group up A main, but with the variation of not getting caught in the 0 point. Feels like avoiding that knife early, trying to starve Loud of information for as long as humanly possible. Get a safe post-plant is really important.
So heading into this next round, you're likely going to see Luke Show popping his ult. So that's something that G2 are going to have to be, forward thinking about. Their economy isn't great, so if they lose here the last round, their bye will end up being a little bit awkward as well. But honestly, it still feels like G2 are just more likely to close out the game now. They have just been playing more better rounds. Loud have not had answers to these fast executes. There, they still lose 2 players. It is recovered by a monster play from Kalenzine, having that Odin. Out of the timeout, Loud looks like they want to fight very aggro, take this space over towards A.
I'm out of here.
And they have found success with that, keeping this A main control. Jaw is really trying to sell some art presence, getting up close, playing inside of that cove.
This playthrough mid is big. It's going to allow you to potentially split onto the A site from the defender side of the map, but a huge 0 point.
Yep, everybody in mid spotted there.
Flash used by Barty just to try and re-clear into mid connector. That initial smoke, the cove that was used to get G2 across is now expired as well. Down to 31, that's not what you want to see at all. Barty needs to give a bit of ground here, potentially stall out what could be following this up, which would be a fast B hit. But instead, it's back to the original plan for G2. Get players inserted here, down towards mid connector.
I could definitely see us ending up in a spot where there's going to be massive pressure on Verdi to be playing from main.
Selling the fake is Valen at B with the high tide committed. 3 players here from Loud come across to the side. Sick mid-rounding, honestly. And now G2 have a soft side here to hit on the A side for the map.
That being said, though, no info on A main. They have to know someone could be here. They're staring at it. Baby Bay was, at least for a moment.
Kalenzine is going to get the light on Trent, and he was looking to try and make the plant. But Lee pushes ahead of it. That's Luke Show out of the game. Kalenzine's still here with the Odin, though. Oh, caught on the run. That's got to be cooked, surely. So much now rests on Verdi's shoulders after a middling series. Got to try and save his team, and it's not to be. It's up to the assistant coach to go 1v4, and that one you can write it off as well. 13-10 for G2. Finally getting a dub here in stage 1, keeping those playoff hopes alive.
It feels good to get a W as well when you won no pistol rounds in that game. They still have 2 dominant map wins. That's crazy. Also, nice to see on that final map that Valen and Leaf come away as the 2 top fragging players on G2. Baby Bay was obviously great this series, but those are the 2 players on G2 that have had the most distinct difference in the stats they were putting up in kickoff into this stage so far, where it didn't feel like Leaf was super comfortable switching over to this smoke roll. Valen hasn't been able to put up the numbers on Harbor just yet, but they are both able to show out there on Pearl. They had some really great hard-hitting executes on G2. They were playing some nice post plants, especially over towards B. Loud had no answers for how they were playing the game.